Chat group, I obtained the Saiyan Bloodline from the start. Hey, Fanfic family. So glad to see you here again to continue this incredible adventure. As always, kindly remember, this story is 100% fiction, so don't go looking for dimensional portals in your closet. All rights to this fantastic novel belong to the original author. We're just your humble narrators of epic tales. Are you enjoying the fanfic? Show it by subscribing to our YouTube channel and dropping us a like. And if you're impatient for more exclusive content, our Patreon is your happy place. Chapter 76. Linglong's action stunned everyone. Let go of King Cobra, let go of Princess Vivi. The sudden rebuke brought Xiaoqi to her senses, and also brought Vivi back to her senses from the moment she was immersed in Xiaoqi's embrace. Oh no. I was enjoying myself so much I forgot my script. Just as Vivi was hesitating whether to continue reading her lines, she suddenly remembered the precautions Xiaoqi had given them. Remember, you guys, if any emergency occurs, I will handle it first, and you can act according to my words or my signals. Xiaoqi looked at Kosa in front of him and said, according to my investigation, you seem to be the leader of the rebel army. It should be more beneficial to your rebellion if I capture these two people. Kosa pointed at MR2 on the ground and said, we have all been deceived by this guy. Now that we know the truth, we can no longer rebel against this country. Our current enemies are your Yorizuaya pirates and Crocodile in his Baroque studio. The leader is right. This time we must protect our country and drive you evil pirates out of here. Yes, drive them out, drive them out. Xiaoqi looked at the group of high-spirited rebels and smiled. At this point, the rebellion problem in Alabasta has been solved, and next he can concentrate on tricking Nami. If you don't want Princess Vivi to die, shut up, Xiaoqi shouted, shocking everyone. Just as she was about to continue, she heard the adorable Linglong chatting with her hostage, Cobra. Kato, how am I supposed to act next? This is a complete mess, just improvise. The script isn't fixed, but the characters are. Just remember to trick Nami, then can I add more scenes, whatever you want. Xiaoqi will help you out. Xiaoqi felt like she was going crazy. Can you two pay attention to the situation? Do you want me to get you 2 stools and a bag of sunflower seeds so you can chat? No, we can't let Linglong do her thing. It'll be exposed sooner or later. Xiaoqi, thinking this, shouted towards the rooftop ahead, Captain Chopper, show Princess Vivi and these foolish citizens are Captain Nami. At that moment, everyone's eyes turned to Chopper, perched above the rooftop. Chopper, standing on the rooftop, felt a little nervous as he faced the tens of thousands of eyes below. He took a deep breath and shouted, open your eyes, you bastards. This is Nami, the captain of our Yorizuaya pirates. As Chopper finished speaking, Nami's figure slowly appeared before everyone's eyes. Huh? Why is there another Nami over there? Luffy looked at the Nami on the screen with a puzzled expression. The others all turned their attention to Nami. They had already guessed what Xiaoqi was up to with all the fuss. She was trying to get Nami killed. As for Nami herself, when she saw her own face on the screen, she showed no anger or outburst. Her expression was surprisingly calm. Everyone, if I were to kill Xiaoqi, you would help me, right? On Rahar's side, no one had expected the Yorizuaya pirates captain to be a young woman. No matter how they looked at her, they couldn't connect her with the vicious pirates. Wei Wei caught Xiaoqi's eye and instantly snapped into action. She shouted, what's your purpose here? Are you trying to steal this country like Crocodile? Nami sneered, don't compare me to trash like Crocodile. I'll fight every pirate scum like him until he never dares to come out again. As for my purpose, of course, Linglong, who is below, interrupted, our goal is all the treasure in Alabasta. Old man, hand over all the money. You don't want your princess to become a plaything for the man next to me, do you? Xiaoqi and Zhu Zhuqing looked at Linglong speechlessly. You really know how to dramatize yourself. Kuroba Kato looked at Linglong, whose face had flushed with excitement. I asked you to improvise, and this is how you acted, Kosa shouted, don't even think about it. We won't hand over this nation's treasures or Princess Vivi to a pirate group as evil as yours. As soon as he finished speaking, all the former rebels raised their guns at Xiaoqi and the others. Stop, Cobra shouted, looking at Linglong. We'll give you all the money in this country, but please don't harm my people. Otherwise, no matter where you go, this country and the world government will not let you go. Linglong looked up at Nami and said, Captain Nami, this old man dared to threaten us. Should we kill him? Nami and Cobra's mouths twitched simultaneously. They thought Linglong was getting too caught up in the drama. Vivi looked at Xiaoqi, asking what they should do now. What else could Xiaoqi do now but end this quickly? If Linglong continued this rampage, there was no telling where things would go next. Anyway, his goal of swindling Nami this time had almost been achieved. Her bounty would surely be substantial after the Alabasta incident, but before leaving, he had to add fuel to the fire. Xiaoqi glanced at the restless Baroque Works executives and had a candidate in mind. He planned to keep MR1 and MR2 for Zoro and Sanji's leveling, respectively. There was no need to keep MR1's unnamed female partner. After sending them away with a blast of energy, he looked at MR1 and said, "Monk, tell your boss that his partner is quite good. If he still wants the thing, bring his partner to the kingdom capital to meet us." He could already imagine Nami coming to the kingdom capital with a knife after seeing this scene, and she would probably forget all about Robin. Fun and fuss aside, those who needed to board Luffy's spaceship still had to board. After all, Luffy was his friend now. Linglong whispered after hearing these words, "Kato, isn't this what we were supposed to say before we left?" "Xiaoqi, why are we finishing so soon? I still have a lot of lines to say. It's all because of your exceptional performance." Kuroba Kato complained silently in his mind, looking at Linglong and saying, "That's enough. We'll play next time, okay?" Linglong pouted reluctantly. She felt like a switch had been turned on and she couldn't stop. Xiaoqi and Linglong threw the smoke bombs that Kuroba Kato had prepared for them. The four of them took advantage of the chaos to reach the rooftop to reunite with Zhu Zhuqing, Chopper, and Takesaki Kurumi. Linglong looked at the crowd below and suddenly recalled a classic line from an anime she had seen before. She thought it was a perfect ending for today. And so, amidst everyone's bewilderment, Linglong slowly spoke, "Everyone down there, listen up. No one has ever stood in heaven since the beginning, not you, not me, not even the gods. But this unbearable vacancy of the throne of heaven is about to end. From now on, Captain Nami of our Yorazuaya pirates will stand at the summit." With a thud, Xiaoqi collapsed to the ground. He felt that the biggest flaw in his plan was letting Linglong in. "Who do you think you are, Aizen Sosuke?" Chapter 77. Nami is here, Crocodile is here too. The final scene begins. Alabasta, Rainy Land. Crocodile bit off his cigar the moment the screen went black. He wished he could show up at Narahura and kill all the Yorazuaya pirates. However, he was deeply concerned about the things Xiaoqi had mentioned. Everything he had done in the past few years was to seize Alabasta's ancient weapon, the Pluto. "Miss Sunday, come with me to the capital. No matter what their motives are, I must not let anyone else get what I want." Robin smiled and said, "I don't think I have any other choice right now, but I also want to see those interesting people." She didn't know why they mentioned her so specifically. Was it because of her bounty? Or perhaps, like Crocodile before her, they were using her to accomplish something? But none of that mattered. She had gradually lost a motivation to live. The years of escape and the betrayals she had endured had left her feeling exhausted. Meanwhile, Nami and her group, also in the rainy area, had taken refuge. Ever since Narahura's Nami had appeared, they had become the target of everyone's wrath. Sakata Gintoki angrily declared, "Damn Xiaoqi. He didn't even bring Jin-san with him for such a fun event. Jin-san will never let him go." Sanji, standing nearby, was equally furious, saying, "Even worse, that guy actually hugged Princess Vivi in public. He kicks you. I'm so envious." Two idiots. Zoro stared at the two fools speechlessly. To even mention Nami's name at this moment? They were courting death. Bang, bang, bang. Nami, having scolded the two idiots, smiled at the others. "You guys won't betray me, will you?" Usopp, Zoro, Kaya, and Tashigi glanced at the two lying on the ground, blowing bubbles, and shook their heads frantically. The more Nami smiled, the more frightened they became. However, the naive Luffy looked at Nami and said, "Nami, why were those people just chasing us, shouting your name? Did you do something to offend them?" Bang, bang, bang. 3 seconds later, a person appeared, blowing bubbles, beside Sakata Gintoki and Sanji. Nami glanced at the unresponsive chat group and said, "Let's leave for the kingdom's capital right now. I want to have a good chat with those people." Usopp raised his hand weakly and asked, "Well, aren't we still going to find Robin?" Bang, bang, bang. A fourth person appeared, lying on the ground. Nami looked at the three still standing and said, "Do you have any questions?" The three shook their heads and replied in unison, "No, we're leaving now." Nami nodded in satisfaction and shouted to the four people on the ground, "Get up now. If you like sleeping so much, I don't mind letting you sleep here forever." Alabasta, the kingdom's capital. Xiaoqi and her group, who had flown all the way from Narahara, entered the palace under the guidance of Vivi and were thanked profusely by King Cobra. "Old man, forget the polite words. I'm starving after flying all this way." Compared to such empty talk, Xiaoqi felt that preparing him a table full of delicious food was the most practical thing. Cobra's mouth twitched upon hearing this. This guy was still calling him the same as the last time they met, but he wasn't angry at all. After all, he was the hero who saved the country. And since his daughter liked him so much, it wouldn't be long before this guy would call him dad. "I've had the food prepared in advance. Let Wei take you there." At the dinner table, Xiaoqi was eating furiously while the others ate and talked about the performance. Wei felt that she had had a lot of fun this time, Chopper felt that his role was too small, and Linglong felt that it was not satisfying. However, as they talked, the topic inadvertently turned to Nami. Linglong asked, "What do you think Nami's reaction will be when she sees us? She was flooding the group chat just now. She's probably going crazy now." Tokisaki Kirumi smiled and said, "With her personality, she might tear a few of us apart." Chopper's paw holding the food trembled, and Kurobe Kato shuddered. Zhu Zhuqing and Wei turned their eyes to Xiaoqi. Facing the gazes of the two women, Xiaoqi said nonchalantly, "It's okay. If she dares to do anything to us, next time we'll take her to the Marine headquarters to cause trouble and let her enjoy the treatment of a foreign emperor in the future." Hiss, everyone present gasped. How deep must the hatred between this man and Nami be to go to this extent? Linglong asked, "Aren't you afraid she'll be captured by the Navy?" Xiaoqi smiled, "If she's captured, a quest will likely trigger. Then we can come rescue her and earn some points." Linglong and Kurobe Kato's eyes widened upon hearing this. Xiaoqi had clearly planned Nami's fate. Not only was she trying to trick her, but she was also trying to profit from her. Zhu Zhuqing asked, "What if the quest doesn't trigger?" Xiaoqi chuckled, "You don't think Nami is that easy to capture, do you? Even if she's captured by the Navy and the quest doesn't trigger, I can just give her a few skills, and Impel Prison won't be able to hold her." Zhu Zhuqing nodded. She did have a few escape skills among the items she'd drawn last time. After eating and drinking, Xiaoqi said goodbye to everyone and flew off to practice. After arranging accommodations for the others, Wei found Zhu Zhuqing separately. The two women chatted in the room for a long time, until Xiaoqi returned from training and Vivi left. "Vivi is a nice person," Zhu Zhuqing's sudden remark left Xiaoqi completely bewildered. "Zhuqing, what are you talking about?" "Vivi has always been nice," she asked, a puzzled look on her face. "Think about it yourself," Zhu Zhuqing replied grumpily. "Go take a shower and go to bed." The next day at noon, Xiaoqi and the others were eating lunch when they received a message from soldiers. The Straw Hat Pirates had arrived, along with Crocodile and his Baroque works. At that moment, the two groups faced off in front of the Imperial Palace. Xiaoqi quickly finished the food on the table and looked at everyone, smiling. "Wei, I'll have to ask you to be my hostage for a while. Sister Linglong, you can do whatever you want today. If you can make Nami angry enough to transform, I'll come to you after this mission and I'll make a special script for you. Sanson, you can devour anyone from Baroque Works, Takakio, Chopper, and Kato. You three can do whatever you want. Everyone, this is our last scene in Alabasta, so let's have fun. Then let's go and welcome the great captain of the Yorizuaya Pirates, Nami. Thanks to the book friend This Ghost is Dead for the monthly ticket. Thanks to the book friend Gudong Gudong for the monthly ticket." Chapter 78, Crocodile is completely ruined. Outside the palace, Crocodile looked grimly at Nami. His 3 years of hard work had been ruined by this woman before him. "Women, pirates aren't just playing house. Hand over that thing if you know what's best for you, and I'll make your death quicker." However, Nami had no intention of paying any attention to her. She looked at the others and said, "Luffy, this crocodile is yours. Zoro, MR1 is yours. You can only use 2 of the swords. I'll keep the other sword for Xiaoqi. Slutty chef, white hair, MR2 and MR3, divide them up among yourselves. Tashiji, Usopp, MR4 and the old woman are yours." As for the rest of the minions, you can handle them yourselves. Kaya, let's go. After Nami took a sword from Zoro, she led Kaya straight into the palace. A vein bulged on Crocodile's forehead, and he gritted his teeth. Woman, you're courting death? Just as he was about to unleash his sand fruit power to attack Nami, Luffy, carrying a large bucket on his back, suddenly blocked his path. He formed a few formal hand seals with his hands and shouted, water style, spitting jutsu. Luffy's hilarious moment was witnessed by Xiaoqi and the others who had flown out of the palace. They watched Crocodile, who was spat on, laugh like pigs. Alright, stop laughing. Those who want to have fun can do it freely. Xiaoqi glanced at the distant navy and the rebel army, now renamed the Kingdom Guard. These people were the perfect audience. Linglong looked at Nami below and shouted, report to Captain Nami, all the treasures in the Alabasta Palace have been obtained, please give instructions. Nami looked at Linglong above, gritted her teeth, and said in a low voice, Linglong, you're doing well. Linglong smiled and said, thank you for the compliment, Captain. This is what I should do. At this time, Vivi, who was in Xiaoqi's arms, shouted at Nami, Captain Nami of the Yorazuya Pirates, you will not have a good end. Nami turned her gaze to Vivi and said through gritted teeth, Vivi, I will definitely drag you down with me before I die. Kuroba Kato looked at the Navy in the distance and shouted, dear Navy friends, please choose a good-looking photo when you issue the bounty order for our Captain Nami, otherwise you will die miserably. Chopper nodded and said, that's right. If her bounty is less than 500 million berries, she will eat you all. And my bounty cannot be less than 100 million berries. Nami sneered and said, Kato, I will stuff your mouth full of fish. As for you, Chopper, I think Sanji will make you into braised venison. At this moment, Sakata Gintoki shouted angrily to the sky, hey, I tell you guys, don't go too far. Jin-san, can't you see that I'm a big vice captain? Xiaoqi, Jin-san orders you now. Hand Princess Vivi to me quickly. Jin-san also wants a hug. Xiaoqi said seriously, report to the vice captain. Captain Nami said that you are his and he doesn't allow you to touch other women, so I can't hand Princess Vivi over to you. At this moment, Nami's volcano finally erupted. Xiaoqi, if you have the guts, get down here. I'm going to cut you into pieces. Enough. Crocodile shouted at this time, looking at Xiaoqi and said, boy, I don't care what tricks you are playing, hand over the thing you mentioned yesterday. Xiaoqi smiled and said, little crocodile, the thing you want is with our captain. If you want it, go ask her yourself, if that's the case. Crocodile said, his expression suddenly turning cold as he looked at Nami. All of you, attack. Leave no one behind. However, apart from a few officers beside him who responded to his call, no gunshots were heard from behind him. Linglong laughed, clutching her stomach. Stupid crocodile, those minions of yours were already wiped out by our Yorazuya Pirates golden thugs. If you don't believe me, just look back. Crocodile subconsciously turned his head to look behind him. At this moment, apart from Zhu Zhuqing and Takisaki Kurumi, he couldn't see any of his men. Crocodile, who was broken from his anger, shouted at the two women in front of him, where are my people? Where are my people? Takisaki Kurumi licked his lips and smiled, those men of yours have become my food. Crocodile said calmly, Miss Sunday, kill these two women for me, I will deal with their captain. This time, Crocodile successfully used the ability of his sand fruit, but he was blocked by Luffy again when he just appeared in front of Nami. Crocodile man, your opponent is me. Crocodile was shocked when he saw the guy in front of him who was soaked all over. He could think that he was being stupid the previous time, but now it seems that this guy should have known his weakness of being afraid of water. Boy, who are you? Luffy smiled and said, I'm Luffy, the man who wants to become the Pirate King. Pirate King? Crocodile was stunned at first, and then he was furious. These guys were playing him like an idiot one by one. Boy, since you are so anxious to die, I will kill you first, and then kill your captain. Luffy tilted his head and said in a daze, what are you talking about? I am the captain, and we are from the Straw Hat Pirates. Crocodile roared, I don't care whether you are from the Straw Hat Pirates or the Yorazuya Pirates, you all have to die today. Xiaoqi looked at Crocodile who was completely stunned below and almost laughed crazy. Vivi, seeing this crocodile being beaten so badly, do you feel better? Vivi smiled and said, he has deceived my country for so long, it's time for him to taste the feeling of being fooled. It's a pity that I can't mock him now, I say. Can you two restrain yourself a little? Linglong rolled her eyes at the two of them, pointed at Nami who was holding a knife and grinning below, and said, our Captain Nami is probably more defenseless than Crocodile now, especially when she sees you two being so affectionate now. Vivi's face flushed instantly. Xiaoqi hooked her finger at Nami below provocatively, and said with a smile, Captain Nami, what makes you so angry? Do you think the money this time is too little? It doesn't matter, we can go to the next country to continue robbing, or we can go directly to rob the 4 emperors. Hearing this, Nami was so angry that she kept waving the knife in her hand and shouted, Xiaoqi, you bastard, I will not let you go. After the two of them sprayed each other for a while, Xiaoqi, who had had enough, looked at Linglong and said, Sister Linglong, after Luffy and the others have dealt with the enemy, you retreat as planned, and Vivi and I will go catch Robin first. Oh, by the way, this time you can end with another classic quote from your idol, Aizen Sosuke. Hearing this, Linglong looked at the other party excitedly and asked, which one? Which one? I've only read the Soul Society arc so far, and haven't had time to read the rest. Xiaoqi smiled and said, we will have no rivals ahead. Chapter 79 Crocodile's Gender and Robin's Skin Color. The capital of the Kingdom of Alabasta, outside the funeral hall. After Xiaoqi placed the unconscious Robin on the ground, he said, Nicole Robin, the sole survivor of O'Hara, had a bounty of 79 million berries placed on her by the world government at the age of 8, and is the user of the Hana Hanyanfu no Mi. Am I right? Silence. After waiting for a long time without seeing any response, Xiaoqi looked at Wei and said, Wei, when you were undercover at Baroque Works, did she ever give you a hard time? Wei thought for a moment and said, no. What's wrong? Xiaoqi nodded and said, it's nothing. I just thought that since we just messed with Crocodile, why not mess with his partner too? Then, throw her into the desert and let her die? As he finished speaking, Robin, who had been unconscious, opened her eyes and said coldly, you really have a bad temper. Xiaoqi smiled and said, same here. Your personality is not much better than mine. I didn't use much force when I knocked you out just now. You were actually awake a long time ago, but you were eavesdropping on my conversation with Wei, but it doesn't matter. You're going to join us in the future anyway, so it's okay to let you know something in advance. Join you? Robin was slightly stunned, looked at Xiaoqi and said, aren't you afraid that I will betray you one day after joining your Yorazuaya pirates? Xiaoqi said with a smile, who said I want you to join the Yorazuaya pirates? You want to join the Straw Hat Pirates? Those idiots don't understand your character. How could I not understand it? I brought you here to untie your knot, but I'm not helping you for free. You must. At this moment, Crocodile, who had shaken off Luffy and chased here, looked at Robin and said coldly, Miss Sunday, are you ready to betray me now? You should know the consequences of betraying me. Xiaoqi looked at the somewhat embarrassed Crocodile opposite and said, Nicole Robin is mine now. You can stay wherever you want. Besides, you shouldn't have chased me, otherwise you wouldn't be played badly by us again. You guys. Crocodile looked back and forth between Xiaoqi and Vivi for a few times and then reacted instantly. You two are actually in the same group. Xiaoqi smiled. Congratulations on your answer. By the way, I'll tell you that I directed and acted all of this from beginning to end. How about it? Isn't it fun? Crocodile's face was extremely gloomy at the moment. He looked at Vivi and said, I didn't expect that the Princess of Alabasta would choose to rely on pirates. I'm curious about how your stupid citizens will react when they know about this. Vivi said unhappily, what does you I'm looking for have to do with you, a stinky crocodile? Xiaoqi looked at him speechlessly and said, little crocodile, why is your comprehension ability so poor? I said I directed and acted this myself, why can't you understand it? Besides, do you think you still have the chance to tell these things? If I hadn't left you to Luffy for leveling up, you wouldn't even have the chance to speak now. Looking for death? Desert Sword, facing the sand blade attacking him. Xiaoqi just raised his hand to block the sand. How is this possible? Crocodile was stunned. The man in front of him actually blocked his attack with his bare hands without using armament haki. However, before he could be too surprised, Luffy's shouting came from behind him. Crocodile, your opponent is me. Xiaoqi looked at Luffy with an angry face and smiled. Luffy, if you don't come again, I'm going to get rid of this little crocodile. Sorry, Luffy smiled at Xiaoqi, then looked at Crocodile and said, I won't let you run away this time. Crocodile now has no time to pay attention to Luffy in front of him. He looked at Xiaoqi and said, "What is your purpose in capturing Nico, Robin? Is it also to find the whereabouts of that thing?" Xiaoqi said, "I already knew the whereabouts of that thing. If you want to know, I can tell you, but before that you have to answer me a question first. Old Shaq, were you a woman before? Or, were you changed into a man by Ivankov's fruit ability?" "Oh my god," Vivi exclaimed when she heard this, looking up and down at Crocodile, imagining the image of the other woman in her mind. Robin's eyes widened. Her boss might have been a woman. This was too shocking. Luffy looked at her strangely and said, "Oh, so you were a woman before?" Crocodile clenched his fists tightly, his eyes gleaming with uncontrollable rage. He roared hysterically, "Go to hell, all of you." Xiaoqi sighed softly. "I told you not to come after me. Now I've been fooled again. Why bother, Luffy? I'll take Vivi and your future partner to take care of something. I'll leave this crocodile to you." The battle between Luffy and Crocodile began again. Unlike in the original story, Crocodile's rage was now fully charged, and his strength was slightly stronger. Luffy would have to work harder to defeat him. Inside the funeral hall, before the main text of the history book, Robin was carefully studying the text, but the more she read, the more frustrated her expression grew. "Okay, don't be so sad. Doesn't this record the whereabouts of Pluto? If you want to know about the blank 100 years, you can find it by following Luffy and the others." Robin looked at Xiaoqi in shock and said, "Can you understand the words on it?" Xiaoqi said, "It doesn't matter whether I can understand it or not. What matters is what you are thinking now. Do you want to commit suicide or join the Straw Hat Pirates to continue searching for the truth of history?" Robin was shocked again after hearing this. "How do you know I want to commit suicide?" Xiaoqi said unhappily, "Please, can you please stop asking me rhetorical questions every time? I'm going to give you two choices now, so be frank. First, I'll give you a knife, and you can stab wherever you want, and I'll bury you. Second, join the Straw Hat Pirates to find the truth of history, and at the same time look for your master in the giant who was almost made into popsicle by Aokiji in order to protect you from escaping O'Hara." Upon hearing this, Robin excitedly grabbed Xiaoqi's arm and asked, "You mean they're still alive? Where are they?" Xiaoqi pried her hand away and took Vivi's hand, saying, "Let's go. This woman looks like she's been nerfed by books. Talking to her is so hard." Seeing Xiaoqi walking away, Robin quickly caught up to her and said, "If you tell me where they are, I'll join the Straw Hat Pirates and never betray them." Xiaoqi looked at Robin and said, "I can only tell you they're still alive. As for where they are, I can't tell you yet. It depends on your future behavior." Xiaoqi didn't even know where the two were, but to convince Robin completely, he revealed some of her secrets. Robin ultimately believed Xiaoqi and agreed to join the Straw Hat Pirates. Xiaoqi had even reported her family tree in its entirety. What reason could she have for not believing? Xiaoqi looked at Robin, who was crying with joy, and said, "Robin, you've asked me so many questions just now. Is it okay for me to ask you one now?" Robin nodded and said, "Sure, go ahead. Is your skin color tanned after coming to Alabasta? Or do you have any unique skincare secrets that can turn your skin from dark to fair in 1 to 2 years? Thanks to book friend This Ghost is Dead for the monthly ticket. Thanks to book friend 2024112611173176 for the reward." Chapter 80 Ending. Regarding Robin's skin color, she herself said she had indeed become slightly tanned during her years in Alabasta, but that if she were to move to a different environment, such as a snowy place, her skin would gradually become lighter. This begs the question, why was Vivi so fair, also in Alabasta? Xiaoqi pondered this and concluded that it might have something to do with Vivi's upbringing. As a princess, she lived in the palace, never getting any sunlight. "Robin, since you've joined the Straw Hat Pirates, I can tell your secrets." Xiaoqi then revealed the details of the chat group. She would eventually learn these secrets once she boarded Luffy's ship, so sharing them now would provide a backup plan for her departure. Since Vivi hadn't yet confirmed her intention to join the Straw Hats, Robin was his best undercover agent, planted next to Nami, and he would continue to exploit her. Xiaoqi was somewhat surprised that Robin remained silent after learning the truth, simply keeping her gaze fixed on him. This made him feel uneasy. "I say, can you please not look at me like that? People who don't know would think I did something to you." Robin smiled and said, "You went to so much trouble to help me, and now you tell me all this. Tell me, what do you want me to do for you?" Straightforward, Xiaoqi smiled and told the other party some of the things she needed to do later. Finally, she added, "Don't worry, I won't let you do all this in vain. I will help you solve any difficulties you have in the future." Vivi on the side said with a smile, "Why do you still want to trick Nami? She has suffered enough this time. I think the Navy will definitely not put a small bounty on her. This woman is too arrogant. Someone must stand up to uphold justice." "What a pity," Xiaoqi sighed, looked at Vivi and continued, "I would feel more at ease if you joined the Straw Hat Pirates. You are the person I trust most in the pirate world." Hearing this, Vivi felt sweet in her heart and smiled sweetly at Xiaoqi. "I will tell you the answer tonight." Robin looked at the two men thoughtfully, a sinister idea suddenly forming in her mind. It would be even more interesting if she could secretly team up with Nami to backstab them. "As for now, I can agree to your request. As a reward for sharing that information," Xiaoqi nodded in satisfaction. "Then it's a pleasure to work with you. If anyone asks, just say you joined after I beat you up. We'll try to keep our distance, or Nami will become suspicious." Robin's eye twitched. "You really do have a terrible personality." "Thank you for the compliment," Xiaoqi smiled, looking at Vivi. "Let's go. Let's see how Luffy is doing. We'll need you to clean up after everything is over." When Xiaoqi and the other two reached the surface, the battle between Luffy and Crocodile was drawing to a close. Xiaoqi was struck by the fact that Luffy had already developed Gear Second, something he hadn't seen him use during their training. Ultimately, relying on Gear Second and the blood flowing from his body, Luffy successfully restrained Crocodile's fruit power and defeated him. Xiaoqi looked at the two men lying on the ground before her and said, "Vivi, you and Robin take Luffy to the palace to get treated for his injuries. I'll go take care of some things." Vivi naturally listened to Xiaoqi's words, unconditionally supporting her in whatever she decided to do. Robin opened her mouth, perhaps anticipating Xiaoqi's next move, but ultimately remained silent. She was now a member of the Straw Hat Pirates. The people at Baroque Works had nothing to do with her. The relationship between him and Crocodile was one of mutual exploitation, not affection. After Vivi and Robin took Luffy away, Xiaoqi immediately killed Crocodile, who had fainted on the ground. He wasn't one to simply defeat or send his enemies flying, as Luffy did. He would eliminate those he knew would become his future enemies without hesitation, just as he had previously eliminated the entire group at Shrek Academy. Saiyans with Kakarot's personality were an exception. The Saiyan blood within him, like that of most Saiyans, possessed a cruel and ruthless side. After defeating Crocodile, Xiaoqi flew to other battlefields to assess the situation. He eliminated any remaining Baroque Works executives. He ignored the royal guards and marines who had arrived at the palace gates, as Cobra would handle them. He flew directly to the meeting point he had agreed to meet with Linglong. Xiaoqi was puzzled by the fact that he had already eliminated all the Baroque Works personnel, yet the mission's end message hadn't appeared. After a long period of contemplation, Xiaoqi finally gave up. There was nothing wrong with staying here a little longer. He could spend more time with Zhu Zhuqing, but he also felt a little reluctant to leave Wei Wei. After spending these days together, Xiaoqi found himself developing a fondness for this gentle, kind, and considerate little princess. Compared to that hot-tempered woman Nami, Wei Wei is so much better in every aspect. But before that, he has to ask his big cat's opinion. Although Zhu Zhuqing has told him before that she will not interfere with him looking for other women, he has to respect her. Of course, in the end, it all depends on Wei Wei's wishes. If she doesn't like him, everything will be in vain. When Xiaoqi arrived at the agreed meeting place, the others were dressing up as the royal army with the help of Kuroba Kato, while he himself was dressed as Wei Wei. After that, they would march back to the palace under the leadership of the fake Wei Wei, and then the real Wei Wei would give a national speech, and everything would end perfectly. "Kato, Chopper, why are your faces swollen? Sister Linglong, why are you pouting? What's wrong? Who bullied you?" Kuroba Kato and Chopper didn't dare to say anything now, and Linglong said aggrievedly, "Xiaoqi, I sacrificed too much this time. If you don't help me get first place in the Luotian Daijio, I will never talk to you again." Xiaoqi whispered, "She didn't beat you too, did she?" Linglong shook her head, "No, she just made me bleed a lot." Xiaoqi widened her eyes and said with a strange look, "She made you have your period." "You just had your period," Linglong said in a bad mood, and then said with a bitter face, She said that I was the third mastermind and asked me to compensate her for mental damages of 50,000 points. She also asked me to pay it back within 1 month. After the time limit, the interest will increase by 1% every day. Zhu Zhuqing and Sansan were also involved, but they are fine. Why? Of course it's because you have the most fun, Xiaoqi added silently in her heart, but whispered in front of Linglong, are you stupid? If she says you should give it to her, just give it to her. It's almost the same as giving her a hammer. Linglong said aggrievedly, I thought so at first, but Nami said that she won't let me come over to play until these points are paid off. I also want to go to places like Sky Island, Sabaody Archipelago and Fishman Island later. Linglong blinked at Xiaoqi, feeling more and more aggrieved, and said, Can you lend me 50,000 points first? I'll pay you back after the Ocean Dagio. Xiaoqi patted the other person's shoulder and said, Linglong, I will give you more work during the Ocean Dagio and try to get you more points. As for the 50,000 points, you know that I have old people above me and young children below me, and I'm under a lot of pressure. Well, Zhu Zhuqing seems to be calling me. I'll go over and take a look first. You should think about it by yourself. Chapter 81 Weiwei's Thoughts and Decision. On the way back to the Alabasta capital, Xiaoqi periodically glanced towards Nami. The woman was surprisingly calm upon seeing him this time. Far from striking him, she greeted him with a smile the entire time. Can you believe that? Knowing Nami well, he knew she was definitely plotting something, and he must remain vigilant. Inside the Alabasta palace, Vivi, upon seeing everyone return, began her national address. The gist of it was the clash between the Urazuaya pirates and Crocodile's Baroque works, which resulted in heavy casualties on both sides. The Alabasta Royal Army later located the Urazuaya pirate's ship, engaged in a fierce battle, and ultimately rescued him and drove the pirates away. Although some treasure had been lost, Alabasta was now free from the ravages of war and civil unrest, and she and her father would work together to develop the country. Elsewhere, the Straw Hat Pirates met their newest crew member, Nico Robin, inside the Imperial Palace. Upon seeing this regal lady, Sakata Gintoki and Sanji immediately surrounded her, offering their attention. Beautiful lady, here are some snacks I prepared for you. Please enjoy them. Robin-chan, Jin-sen, you're my favorite character in this world. If possible, Jin-sen, I'd love for you to change your skin to look like you'll be in 2 years. Xiaoqi ate Sanji's snack and said, Jin-sen, aren't you a fan of Nami and Hancock the most? When did you become Robin, you idiot? Jin-sen, when did I ever say that? Jin-sen loves every beautiful girl in this world, asshole. These are snacks I prepared for the ladies. Who allowed a Saiyan like you to eat them? Spit them out. At that moment, the anti-Xiaoqi alliance was once again established. However, Robin became intrigued by the Saiyan Sanji was referring to. Sanji-kun, what do you mean by Saiyan? Sanji asked. Robin, do you see that moving tail behind him? It's the most distinctive characteristic of a Saiyan. Sakata Gintoki added. Robin, Saiyans can become man-eating monsters. You should stay away from them from now on. By the way, he didn't do anything unspeakable to you just now, did he? Is that so? Robin nodded, glancing at Xiaoqi and smiling. This Saiyan did do something quite outrageous to me just now. He had me rudely tied up and brought me here. What the hell? X2. Upon hearing this, Sakata Gintoki and Sanji's eyes suddenly blazed with rage, and they began to fiercely condemn Xiaoqi. Bang, bang, bang. After dealing with the two idiots, Nami looked at Robin and asked, Robin, how much do you know about us now? Robin smiled and said, thanks to someone, I already know most of it. Captain Nami, don't call me that. Facing Nami's murderous eyes, Xiaoqi said innocently, why are you looking at me? I didn't call you that. Don't try to put the blame on me for everything. Nami snorted coldly. She would remember this grudge first and return it to him later. At this moment, Vivi, who was wearing a pink dress, walked up to the crowd and said with a smile, everyone, dinner is ready. Please follow me. When everyone followed Vivi to the designated place, they saw Luffy, who was wrapped in bandages, already sitting there and eating, while Cobra, who was sitting in the main seat, had a face full of cold sweat. Cobra really didn't expect that there was a second person in this group who could eat as much as Xiaoqi. If they stayed for a few more days, he would be eaten out of money by them. After seeing that everyone was seated, Cobra stood up and said, thank you, everyone, Hashidao Sak. Sakata Gintoki yelled, pointing at Xiaoqi opposite him and said, "Why can this person sit in the same row with girls?" Jin-san asked to change seats. Sanji nodded and said, "Yes, we should sit with girls too, or let the guy opposite come over." Xiaoqi smiled and said, "Sanji, I forgot to tell you before, I have a transparent fruit here. Originally, I wanted to choose one between you and Jin-san, but now that I see that you have such a good relationship, it's not appropriate for me to give it to anyone, so I decided to give it to other people with destiny." Hearing this, Sanji's face changed instantly, and he said flatteringly, "It's too polite for you to say that. I'm not familiar with that white-haired guy. Do you want to eat my food? I'll make it for you now. Who are you? Jin-san and you don't even know each other. Don't try to make connections here." Sakata Gintoki glanced at Sanji with disgust, then immediately put on a smiling face and looked at Xiaoqi and said, "Brother, Jin-san, I have always been on your side. Not to mention sitting over there, you can even sleep over there if you like," Zoro said with disdain. "Look at how useless you two are. Real men never rely on devil fruits. What are you talking about, you green-haired guy with no direction? Do you understand the value of the transparent fruit? What the white-haired guy said is right. This is the ultimate dream of all men. You, an idiot with only Kendo in your head, will not understand." Cobra, who stood there awkwardly for a long time, looked at the noisy people and said, Can you let me finish what I want to say first?" Sanji said angrily, "Shut up, who wants to listen to you, an old man, rambling there?" Sakata Gintoki said, "Go away, the old man will just sit there and eat, it will help your metabolism." Vivi stood up and looked at everyone and said with a smile, "Everyone, can you listen to me for a few words?" This time, Sanji and Sakata Gintoki stopped making noises, and even Luffy stopped what he was doing. Everyone looked at Vivi. They knew that what Vivi was going to say next would determine whether she would join the Straw Hat Pirates. After thanking everyone except Xiaoqi, Vivi looked at Luffy and said, "Luffy, I'm sorry that I can't join your Straw Hat Pirates." "Huh? Why?" Vivi's words made everyone in the Straw Hat Pirates look disappointed. Even Nami didn't expect this result. She had never thought about the possibility that Vivi would not join. Xiaoqi was surprised by Vivi's decision, but it was reasonable. Although she could understand Vivi's decision, she couldn't help feeling a little disappointed. They would meet less often in the future. At this moment, Wee Wee looked at Xiaoqi. "Could you please stand up for a moment? What's wrong?" Xiaoqi stood up and looked at Wee Wee, somewhat bewildered. Under everyone's gaze, Wee Wee took Xiaoqi's right hand, looked up at her, and said, "Xiaoqi, could you please invite me to join the Yorazuya Pirates?" "What's going on?" The Straw Hat Pirates were completely confused by Wee Wee's words. Wasn't the Yorazuya Pirates just a trick Xiaoqi used to trick Nami? How was that any different from joining the Straw Hat Pirates? They didn't understand, but Nami did. She wondered how Wee Wee could not join, since they were waiting for her. Several other astute people also realized Wee Wee's purpose. She was finding ways to increase Xiaoqi's points. Xiaoqi, who had also realized this, looked at Wee Wee and said, "It's okay if I earn a few fewer points. If your identity is discovered by the Navy in the future, it could cause trouble for this country." Wee Wee smiled and said, "If what you describe really happens, my hero will definitely come back to save my country, right?" Xiaoqi nodded and smiled. Of course, just when most people thought that the matter was over, Wee Wee said again shockingly, "Xiaoqi, can you be my eternal hero? I like you." Xiaoqi was stunned for a moment, then took Wee Wee's left hand. "Wee Wee, I like you too." After Xiaoqi finished speaking, he subconsciously turned his head to look at Zhu Zhuqing. He didn't have time to tell the other party about this. Zhu Zhuqing said with a smile, "Why are you looking at me? I told you yesterday that Wee Wee is a good person." "It's you who didn't understand the meaning of this sentence." Wee Wee smiled and said, "I have talked to Zhuqing. Before this, I was worried that you would reject me. Now I am really happy to hear you say this. In the future, Zhuqing and I will take care of you together and help you earn more points." Nami felt so jealous watching this scene. "Vivi and I are both lovely girls, why can you always pamper her, while I have to be tricked to death by you?" Sakata Gintoki and Sanji were so jealous that they were about to break apart. Are Saiyans really that good? The rest of the people sent their blessings. Linglong directly teased Xiaoqi that he might be completely henpecked in the future. Just as everyone was having fun, a soldier suddenly handed a stack of bounty orders to Cobra. Xiaoqi looked at the bounty order on the top and smiled. I didn't expect the Navy to act so quickly this time. Cobra's mouth twitched when he heard this. He thought, you asked me to call the world government directly, how could they not act quickly? Thanks to the book friend Devil Peter Pan for the monthly ticket. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 82 Nami's Bounty. Xiaoqi, a member of the Yorazuaya Pirates, has a bounty of 100 million berries. Linglong, a member of the Yorazuaya Pirates, has a bounty of 55 million berries. Sakata Gintoki, the vice captain of the Yorazuaya Pirates, has a bounty of 30 million berries. Luffy, the captain of the Straw Hat Pirates, has a bounty of 88 million berries. Roronoa, a member of the Straw Hat Pirates, has a bounty of 40 million berries. Xiaoqi suddenly stopped reading here and looked at Nami. The others also turned to look at Nami. They all knew that Nami must be on the only bounty order left in Xiaoqi's hand. Linglong said anxiously, Xiaoqi, stop keeping us in suspense and read it out. Xiaoqi handed the bounty order to Wei and said with a smile, you read it out. Wei was shocked by the number on it, then glanced at Nami with a complicated look before slowly reading out, Captain Nami of the Yorazuaya Pirates, bounty of 300 million berries. Hiss. At that moment, everyone gasped. With such a high bounty, it seemed the world government and the Navy must be taking Nami seriously. Xiaoqi smiled, Captain Nami, you're going to be famous on the seas now. Congratulations. Wei smiled, Captain, please take good care of me, a small crew member with no bounty. Puff. Someone couldn't help but burst out laughing at that, and everyone burst into laughter. I'll kill you too, you bastards. Faced with the laughter, Nami, unable to bear it any longer, stormed out, snatching up the knife and fork from the table and chasing after Xiaoqi and Wei. 10 minutes later, a breathless Nami looked at the two smiling adulterers in front of her and shouted angrily, just wait, you two. You'll be begging me for mercy soon. Xiaoqi didn't take Nami's words to heart. He had seen many people say such harsh words before. It would be a century too early for little Nami to control him. At this moment, Luffy, who had realized it later, held up his and Nami's bounties and asked, hey, why is Nami's bounty so much higher than mine? Nami is obviously from our Straw Hat Pirates, why does it say she's from the Yorazuaya Pirates? Ha 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 ha. After everyone laughed again, those who were dissatisfied with their bounties or who were not included in the bounty this time began to complain. Takesaki Kurumi said with some regret, oh, I'm looking forward to my bounty. Next time, I might as well go and devour the Navy directly. Chopper said angrily, why didn't those bastard Navy give me a bounty? I obviously participated in the kidnapping of Vivi. Sakata Gintoki slammed the table and yelled, Jin-san, I, the vice captain, have the lowest bounty among all people. Jin-san is going to tear down the Navy headquarters and pull out the beard of that old man Sengoku. Sanji silently blew out a smoke ring, and the next second he said angrily, why can the green algae-headed guy have 40 million Baileys, but I don't have a penny? Are those bastards in the Navy all blind? Zoro said with disdain, who told you that the guy you defeated is a waste, but he is indeed a good match for you, Shemail, you green algae-headed guy, do you want to fight me here, huh? Tip, the Alabasta plot is about to end. Non-One Piece World Group members who participated in this mission please leave within 12 hours. If you fail to leave within the specified time, the system will forcibly send you back and punish you. Xiaoqi looked at the prompt message in the chat group and sighed silently in her heart, what is coming has finally come, what's wrong with you? After Wei noticed that her boyfriend and the other members of the chat group present suddenly became serious, she immediately had a bad premonition in her heart. Facing the gazes of Vivi and everyone else in the Straw Hat Pirates, Xiaoqi smiled and said, everyone, I just received a reminder that our mission is over. Soon we will leave here and return to our respective worlds. Every one of us had a lot of fun this time. Of course, the most important thing is to meet you, a group of good friends. Xiaoqi turned around and hugged Vivi in his arms. It is my greatest luck to meet you here. Although we have to separate temporarily, we will see each other again soon. Vivi tried hard to hold back her tears, hugging each other tightly with both hands. I will always wait for you. Xiaoqi patted the other's back gently, then let go of the other and looked at everyone again and said, everyone, we can stay here for another 12 hours. How about we have a party together now? Luffy jumped onto the table, raised the cup in his hand, and shouted, "Friends, it's time to have a party." Oh, everyone responded in unison. White hair, I must have a competition with you next time we meet. Jin-san, I don't like fighting and killing. Chatting happily with girls is Jin-san's favorite. Linglong-chan, Kurumi-chan, next time when you come over, I will make the most delicious snacks for you. Thank you, Sanji-kun. If you satisfy me, I can give you a figurine of another Pokemon. Kato, your magic is amazing. Can you teach me a few tricks next time you come? I also want to show off in front of Kaya. No problem, it's no problem. Hashigamade. At this moment, Sakata Gintoki suddenly shouted and attracted everyone's attention. Jin-san suddenly remembered something very important. Our story mission has not been completed yet. In everyone's puzzled eyes, Sakata Gintoki looked at Nami seriously and said, Nami-chan, we haven't finished the story in the Alabasta bathhouse yet. Why don't we do it now? What? Sanji widened his eyes when he heard this, and then shouted, such an important mission must be completed, now, immediately, right away. Everyone take a mixed bath together, you two bastards, go to hell. Angry Nami swung her fist and knocked the two to the ground again. You will never have this chance in your life. After Xiaoqi enjoyed the feeding service of Zhu Zhuqing and Wei Wei, she took out a katana from the storage ring and came to Dashiji and said, this sword is called Zidanzana, which means sword of fire of heaven. It is a sword that is very suitable for girls to use. I'm giving it to you now, as compensation for knocking you out before. Huh? Dashiji was stunned. She liked collecting famous swords and could tell at a glance that this was a good sword, but she was hesitant to accept it. Xiaoqi pressed the knife into her hand and said, don't dither. You already know so much about us. It's impossible for you to quit. Just work hard in the future. I personally like you and Zoro as a couple. Zoro said, take it. Use this knife to fulfill your own dreams. Tashiji bowed to Xiaoqi and said, thank you very much. I will definitely protect this knife. Also, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you at first. You are all good people. Although I'm still a little uncomfortable with going from a marine to pirate, I will work hard in the future and won't drag anyone down. Xiaoqi said with a smile, you're the first person to call me a good person. Robin then said, excuse me, Mr. Goodman, do you have a gift? After all, I was one of the people you knocked unconscious. Xiaoqi took out a few books from her storage ring and handed them to Robin, saying, I don't have anything suitable for you at the moment. You can read these light novels when you have time. Robin blinked at Xiaoqi and said, thank you. I will fulfill our previous agreement for you. By the way, I remember you said there were 8 people in your chat group. Why didn't the remaining one come? After she finished speaking, Xiaoqi was stunned, and the other members of the chat group were also stunned at the same time. Lu Linglong said embarrassedly, we seem to have forgotten about Sakuragi. Sakata Gintoki picked his nose and said, poor red-haired monkey. Xiaoqi looked at Nami and said, why are you still standing there? Send a message to Sakuragi and ask him to come over, even if it's just for a meal. Oh, okay, I'll go find him now. A few minutes later, Sakuragi Hanamichi appeared here. Wow, brother, how could you forget about me? I've been waiting to come over to play. Xiaoqi looked at Sakuragi, who had turned into a Q version image and was crying, and said embarrassedly, Sakuragi, there are actually many reasons for this matter, but don't be sad. I will compensate you for your loss this time. Really? Sakuragi Hanamichi instantly recovered his spirits after hearing this. Brother, can you give me the single Magatama Sharingan you drew before? I always feel like something is missing when I practice these days. Okay, it's no big deal. Xiaoqi said as he took out the Sharingan and handed it to the other party. After trying a few times, Sakuragi Hanamichi, who had fused the single Magatama Sharingan, put his hands on his hips and laughed. This is the feeling. Now I declare that this genius is invincible. Okay, we'll talk about whether I'm invincible later. Now I'll introduce you to a few people here, and then play with everyone. Sakuragi Hanamichi looked at Vivi in front of him, and said shyly, hello, second sister-in-law, I'm the number 1 little brother of the eldest brother, Sakuragi Hanamichi. Vivi smiled and said, hello, although it's a little late, I hope you can have fun here. When Sakuragi Hanamichi, a single-celled creature, met Luffy, who also had a single cell, sparks flew between the two, making the atmosphere even more lively. At this time, the drunk Sakata Gintoki looked at Xiaoqi and said, Xiaoqi, you had Chi-Chi before, and now you have Bulma. Will there be another number 18 in the future? Xiaoqi looked at the other party in confusion. What do you mean? Burped Sakata Gintoki burped and said slowly, don't you think that Zhu Zhuqing's personality is becoming more and more like Chi-Chi, and Vivi's hair color is exactly the same as Bulma? Xiaoqi turned her head and looked at Zhu Zhuqing and Vivi beside her. So it can be understood this way? It seems that there is some truth to it. Bullshit, my Zhu Zhuqing will never become like Chi-Chi, and Vivi is not Bulma. This is just a coincidence. Nami snorted at Xiaoqi. Okay, don't worry about Chi-Chi and Bulma now. Let's settle the account between us before you leave. Mastermind Xiaoqi, Deputy Mastermind Wei, the two of you owe me a total of 180,000 points in compensation for mental damage, Xiaoqi said angrily. 180,000 points, why don't you just go and rob me? Dream on, Nami said, I don't care. If you don't give it to me, there's nothing I can do to you. But when you trick me like that, you probably didn't expect you'd miscalculate. Who do you think you'll rely on to meet Wei in the future? Of course, I'll rely on time travel. Xiaoqi couldn't continue. He now realized a serious problem. Before he had the time travel card, he had to rely on this woman who had been so badly tricked by him to meet Wei. Nami smiled, a very happy smile. She had suffered so much at the hands of this bastard, and now it was finally her turn to fight back, and two at a time. Chapter 83, Alabasta Arc ends. At this moment, Vivi, who also realized the seriousness of the situation, walked over to Nami, massaged her shoulders, and said flatteringly, Nami, we are good sisters. You will definitely not treat me like this, right? Nami sneered, when you and your man teamed up to trick me, why didn't you think of me as your good sister? I saw you were having a lot of fun at the time. Your sin is even heavier than Linglong's. Linglong shrank her neck when her name was called. She didn't dare to speak now. Compared to the astronomical figures of those two people, her 50,000 points were light. Vivi smiled awkwardly, I can give you Baileys. Don't you like these the most? How about 300 million Baileys? Cobra felt a pang of pain at the hearing of this figure. 300 million Baileys was an astronomical sum for Alabasta today. Nami said with disdain, points are nothing compared to Baileys. 10 million Baileys is only worth 1 point. Xiaoqi looked at Nami and said, tell me how many points you have. 180,000 is definitely not enough. Nami smiled, pulled a piece of paper from her clothes, and handed it to Xiaoqi, saying, sign this and the points will be waived. Otherwise, 100,000 points is the minimum, no negotiation. Xiaoqi glanced at the headline at the top, 7 things Xiaoqi must hear about Goddess Nami, and immediately tore the paper to pieces. With that title, did he need to read any further? I choose 100,000 points. Nami's expression darkened at this answer. Even after Xiaoqi had ripped her off so badly, she had never been truly angry, but now she was. However, when she thought of what Kuliho had said to her on Drum Island, she suppressed her anger and looked at Xiaoqi, saying, pay it back within a month, or the interest will increase by 10% every day. Xiaoqi nodded, okay, I'll have Zhu Zhuqing transfer it to you after midnight. Wei felt a little worried as she watched Nami's anger rise. She knew Nami didn't really want the points, but she couldn't say anything about that. After this little incident, the atmosphere at the party became a little tense, but thankfully, a few lively people were there, quickly bringing the atmosphere back to life. Hint. Group member Nami successfully changed the plot and earned 100,000 points. Hint. Group member Xiaoqi successfully changed the plot and earned 80,000 points. Hint. When Nami saw the points she had earned today, all her unhappiness instantly faded. She figured there wasn't anything wrong with giving herself the guise of the captain of the Yorazuya pirates. But when she looked at Xiaoqi, she still snorted in annoyance. That despicable man hadn't even bothered to come and comfort her. Although she liked the points, some things were more important to her. Hint. Zhu Zhuqing sent a red envelope to Nami. Here's 100,000 points for you. Don't interfere with my meeting with Wei anymore. HMPH. As the banquet gradually drew to a close, the chat group members, except for Xiaoqi and Zhu Zhuqing, had already said their goodbyes and returned to their respective worlds. Xiaoqi looked at the Straw Hat Pirates who were stumbling around in front of her and smiled. It's a bit strange not to be used to them making so much noise without them around. After chatting with Nami for a while, Zhu Zhuqing walked up to Xiaoqi and said, I'm going back to Daolo continent first. You should stay with Wei for a while. Xiaoqi walked up to Zhu Zhuqing and hugged her. We'll see you at Linglong. Say hello to Rongrong and Yeren for me, I will. Zhu Zhuqing nodded, looked at Wei Wei and said, see you next time. Wei Wei smiled and said, I'll miss you, Zhuqing, and thank you. After Zhu Zhuqing left, Wei Wei looked at the girls in front of her and said, Nami, Robin and Tashaji, please take care of Luffy and the others. Xiaoqi and I have something to tell each other in private, Xiaoqi said. Robin, Tashaji, see you next time. Say goodbye to those guys tomorrow when they wake up. Nami looked at the two people leaving and said sourly, what kind of private conversation can't we hear? I think they must be doing something shameful. Robin smiled and said, our navigator needs to work harder. Robin, what are you talking about? I don't understand you at all. Elsewhere, Wei Wei took Xiaoqi to her room and told him to wait there while she prepared some things. Just as Xiaoqi was about to fall asleep, Wei Wei, dressed in a bathrobe, walked into the room. Wei Wei, what are you doing? Wei Wei blushed and whispered, don't ask. Go take a shower quickly. I want to have a good chat with you for the last time. Is there anything we need to talk about after taking a shower? Is this a serious conversation? Although she was grumbling in her heart, Xiaoqi didn't ask such a stupid question at this time. After taking 5 minutes to shower, she returned to her room. Hey, the lights are off. This chat is probably not serious. Xiaoqi groped onto the bed in the dark, hugged Wei Wei in her arms, and teased, Wei Wei, you're not doing this just to chat with me, are you? Wei Wei leaned into Xiaoqi's arms and whispered, Xiaoqi, although a relationship has just been confirmed, my situation is completely different from Zhuqing's. I can't chat with you through the group chat normally. I'm going to sail on the sea with Luffy and the others soon. We'll all sleep in the same room. If I want to be alone with you like we are now, I can only wait until our voyage is over or until you draw time travel card. I don't want to wait that long, so today I want to give myself to you in the place I'm most familiar with. That way, even if you're not by my side, I can still feel your presence. Xiaoqi was deeply moved by Wei Wei's heartfelt confession. He must cherish such a good girl. Wei Wei, I won't keep you waiting too long. Whether it's you or Zhuqing, I will never abandon you. That night, Xiaoqi and Wei Wei transformed from boy and girl to man and woman. That night, Xiaoqi and Wei Wei chatted extensively, from the awkward moment they'd first met to their futures. In the morning, with only half an hour left in the countdown, Xiaoqi stood up and dressed with Wei Wei's help. Xiaoqi looked at Wei Wei, looking haggard, and said with pity, get some sleep. Recover today and set sail tomorrow. Okay, got it. Wei Wei nodded shyly, her face flushing as she recalled the madness of the previous night and Xiaoqi's strength. Fortunately, Zhuqing would be there to help her, otherwise she wouldn't be able to handle it alone. Xiaoqi smiled at the shy Wei Wei, then took out a card and handed it to the other party. I almost forgot about it. You use this first, and I will give you something better later. Sailor Moon Mercury Transformation Card. Wei Wei read the words on the card and looked at Xiaoqi and said, what is this Sailor Moon? Xiaoqi smiled and said, it is used to transform beautiful girls like you. You can take a look at the instructions on the back of the card for specific usage and abilities. Okay, it's almost time. I'll go back first. You must protect yourself when sailing on the sea. I will miss you every day. Wei Wei kissed Xiaoqi on the face. Husband, I'll wait for you. As soon as Xiaoqi left, Nami knocked on the door outside the house. Wei Wei, are you awake? I'm coming. However, Wei Wei, who had just taken 2 steps, suddenly felt a pain in her body, and could only walk slowly to the door step by step. Nami looked at Wei Wei, who looked in pain, and asked with concern, Wei Wei, what's wrong with you? Are you feeling unwell? It's okay, I just accidentally fell down. She couldn't bring herself to say that she was injured because of something like that. Nami rolled her eyes and said unhappily, do you think I'm stupid? Even if I haven't experienced this kind of thing, I have at least heard of it, okay? I'll let you go to bed and rest. Wei Wei saw that she was exposed and simply stopped pretending. She let Nami help her to the bed and lay down. Lying on the bed, Wei Wei looked at Nami, who was silent, and said cautiously, Nami, I didn't mean to lie to you, don't be angry. Nami smiled and said, why should I be angry with you? If I have to be angry, I should be angry with that bastard, but I really didn't expect that you would give yourself to him so soon. It's really a bargain for that bastard. Wei Wei smiled and said, Nami, when did you start to like Xiaoqi? Nami did not hide anything from Wei Wei, and said directly, from the time he killed Eren and the mouse for me. In fact, I was more grateful at that time. Later, the way we got along in daily life made me gradually like him, but what's the use even if I like him? He doesn't like me at all, and even treats me as an enemy. I know he is prejudiced against me, but that's just me in the original book. Now I don't wear those revealing clothes, and I keep a distance from other men. Wee thought for a while and said, then why don't you tell him directly? Nami sighed, it's useless, he will just think that I'm trying to trick him. This time I took his 100,000 points, and I'm afraid our relationship will become distant again. Wee said, do you want me to talk to him for you? Nami shook her head, no, I don't want to put pressure on him, and I also like the way we get along now. There's plenty of time in the future anyway. I don't believe that I, the captain of the Yorazuya pirates and a pirate with a bounty of 300 million, can't take him down. Wee smiled, I'll cheer you on, Captain. Wee, think of these 100,000 points he gave me as you putting them with me. If you want to participate in a lottery or buy something, just let me know, but before that, Nami said this with a sly smile, tell me what that kind of thing feels like. Is it really that much? And how long did it take you to do it the first time, so that I can be mentally prepared in advance? Wee's face turned red instantly when she heard this. Can I not tell you? What do you think, my good sister? Thanks to book friend Grey Garfield for the monthly ticket. Thank you for the tip from passersby who like the novel. Chapter 84. This newcomer is a little unusual. Xiaoqi, it was such a nice nap. Zhu Zhuqing, have you eaten yet? Do you want me to make you something? Xiaoqi, I already ate. Heart JPG, Sakata Gintoki, hey, can you two please pay attention? This is a place for serious conversation, not a place for you to show off your affection. Xiaoqi, at Sakata Gintoki, Heart JPG, Sakata Gintoki, you're crazy. Jin-san doesn't want to be gay with you. Tokisaki Kurumi, oh, it seems our Mr. Xiaoqi is in a good mood. Did something good happen after we left last night? Nami, of course he's in a good mood. Linglong, tell me more. Xiaoqi, at Linglong, don't ask too many questions, kid. Linglong, me? Kid? Come on, I'm a year older than you. Okay, Linglong, by the way, when are you coming over? I'm waiting for the points to pay off my debt. Xiaoqi, when does the Luotian Grand Ceremony begin? Linglong, the day after tomorrow. I've already registered for you and Zhuqing. There are still 2 spots left. Who wants them? Sakata Gintoki, me. Jin-san wants to talk about life with Hooer and Feng Shan. Linglong, Hooer, you don't stand a chance. Feng Shan, you can handle it yourself. Xiaoqi, at Sakata Gintoki, would Feng Bao consider it? Sakata Gintoki, that idiot Jin-san is not to be trifled with. Xiaoqi, oh, you've even learned this word. Not bad. Sakata Gintoki, of course, Jin-san loves to learn. Linglong, at Nami, aren't you coming? Nami, forget it. Thanks to someone, I have someone here who needs my care. And if I'm away for a long time, who knows where Luffy and the others will take the Mary. Xiaoqi, tell Wee and me that I miss her. Also, I'll compensate you for your loss this time. Nami, humph. Linglong, at Tokisaki Kurumi, Samson, are you coming? Tokisaki Kurumi, oh, thank you so much. Linglong, okay, that's settled. Sorry, Kato and Sakuragi, I'll invite you over next time. Kuroba Kato, it's okay, I can't really help you there. Sakuragi Hanamichi, it's okay, big sister. I have a practice match with Ryan in a few days. Xiaoqi, Sakuragi, I didn't even ask you, how are you doing? Sakuragi Hanamichi, bro, I pinned the gorilla to the ground and beat the dead fox until he cried. From now on, please call me Shihoku's, the #1 basketball player, Sakuragi Hanamichi, ho. Xiaoqi, really? Don't fool me. First, tell me whose ability you used, Sakuragi Hanamichi, I'll keep this a secret for now. I'll show you in person during the county tournament. Sakata Gintoki, Jin-san, I'm more curious about this, have you hit Akaji Haruko's ball yet? Sakuragi Hanamichi, I practice with Haruko every day now. It won't be long before Haruko becomes my girlfriend. Ha. Sakata Gintoki, hey, Jin-san, I shouldn't ask you such profound questions. You should just focus on playing. Xiaoqi, at Linglong, I'll come over the day after tomorrow. I'll practice for another day tomorrow. I haven't been active these past few days, and my body is almost rusting. Nami, how? Linglong, Nami, what's wrong with you since just now? Xiaoqi, don't worry about her. I guess it's my period. Nami, go to hell. I get mad just by seeing you. Ding. Kashiwazaki Sina has joined the chat group. Ding. Aizen Sosuke has joined the chat group. Ding. Minato Namikaze joins the chat group. Ding. Akino Himejima joins the chat group. Xiaoqi was also startled by the newcomers. Aizen Sosuke, known as the most charming and impressive villain in the entire anime world. He had to be on guard, or the whole group would be in trouble if things went wrong. Akino Himejima and Sina Kashiwazaki, well, someone even more powerful than his Takakitayo had appeared. He was worried that this chat group would take a strange turn, especially the world where Akino Himejima existed. He wouldn't say a word about Akino Himejima in the group. If Takakitayo and Wiwai knew he'd watched an anime about her in the middle of the night, he'd be terribly hurt. As for Minato Namikaze, our little son is still a good guy, popular, and most importantly, a serious person. Linglong. Sakata Gintoki, oh my goodness. Kuroba Kato, trembling. Nami, what are you all doing? It's just a new person, it's not the first time. Linglong, no, this time is different. Linglong, at Azoum Soyasuk, hello idol, I'm your little fangirl Linglong, are you still in need of a pendant? Sakata Gintoki, hello, Mr. Lan, I'm Sakata Gintoki, I admire you very much, please protect me from now on. Kashiwazaki Sina, huh? Why did a chat group suddenly appear in my head? Sakata Gintoki, little girl, if it were before, Jin-san could give you a one-on-one answer, but now please go to the back and queue up. Jin-san has to provide personal service to that big guy first. Xiaoqi, oh, that's really strange, you still have the time to reject girls. Sakata Gintoki, Xiaoqi, don't underestimate Jin-san. This little girl's profile picture does look cute, but Jin-san has at least seen the world now. Xiaoqi, very good. I hope you can remember what you said now. Xiaoqi, at Kashiwazaki Hashina, please post a full body photo now, thank you. Nami, oh, you just asked someone to post it? Do you think they were stupid? Kashiwazaki Hashina, picture JPG. Kashiwazaki Hashina, this is a selfie I just took. I'm not sure if it's okay. Nami, no, are you stupid? Why are you listening to him so much? Kashiwazaki Hashina, I thought he was pretty nice, so I posted it. What's the problem? Linglong, I think I've met a girl who's even cuter than me. Takisaki Kurumi, oh, this little girl is so cute, she's like a doll. Sakata Gintoki, at Kashiwazaki Hashina, Jin-san's account was accidentally hacked just now. What I said before has nothing to do with me. Sakata Gintoki, this lovely little girl, if you have any questions, you can ask Jin-san directly. Jin-san is here for you 24 hours a day. Linglong, you're really a jerk. I didn't have high hopes for you anyway. Nami, at Kashiwazaki Hashina, may I ask, how old are you now? Kashiwazaki Hashina, I'm 17. Nami, damn, why do you all have such great figures? Only Takakitayo can compare to hers. Himejima Akino, oh my, you're such a cute little girl. Even I'm a little attracted to you. Takisaki Kurumi, why are you imitating me? Himejima Akino? Xiaoqi, ha, it's really interesting when two people who use O as their catchphrase meet. Takisaki Kurumi, at Xiaoqi, who is this woman? Xiaoqi, I don't know this person and haven't seen any anime related to her. Zhu Zhuqing, really? Xiaoqi, really? Nami, I don't believe it. There's definitely something fishy going on. Xiaoqi, believe it or not, I'm too lazy to explain it to you. Takisaki Kurumi, at Himejima Akino, please don't use those two words when you speak next time. It's my privilege. Himejima Akino, oh, that won't do. I like those two words too. Takisaki Kurumi, you'd better not mess with me. Himejima Akino, oh, although I'm usually easy to talk to, I'm not someone who's afraid of trouble. Takisaki Kurumi, at Xiaoqi, what would you say if she and I got into a fight? Xiaoqi, I'd definitely side with you. I'm familiar with you, and I don't know her. But it's best if you two don't get into a fight. After all, we're all in the same group. Takisaki Kurumi, as long as she doesn't mess with me, I don't bother with this woman. Himejima Akino, oh, It seems like you were the one who started it. I've never messed with you, little sister. Tokisaki Kurumi, you're asking for death? You'd better not let me see you, Himejima Akino. Oh, I'm so scared, Himejima Akino. At Xiaoqi, are you the person in charge here? Xiaoqi, no, this group doesn't have a group owner or administrator, Himejima Akino. Oh, I see. I remember new members had to post photos, so I'll post one too, Himejima Akino. Picture JPG, Himejima Akino. By the way, I'm 17 too, Nami. I don't want to live anymore. This figure is almost as big as Hancock's. Linglong, oh my god, what do kids eat these days? Kashiwazaki Sina, at Himejima Akino, do you usually feel uncomfortable? It's always inconvenient for me to do anything, Himejima Akino. Oh, you'll get used to it, Nami. Can you two not talk about this in front of us? It's very discouraging, Linglong, don't you feel like something is missing? Shouldn't this be the time? Sakata Gintoki, at Himejima Akino, are you single now? If so, would you consider Jin-san? Jin-san is the male protagonist of the anime Gintama and is also the most popular member of this chat group. As long as you need him, Jin-san can appear by your side anytime, anywhere. Linglong, I knew it would be like this. Nami, why bother with him? This person is hopeless, Himejima Akino. At Sakata Gintoki, oh, I'm still single now. May I ask Jin-san, between me and that Tokisaki Kurumi-san, who do you like more? Sakata Gintoki, only children make choices. Jin-san is an adult, so he wants them all. Himejima Akino, hey, that's a very honest answer. Xiaoqi, at Tokisaki Kurumi, Sansan, don't worry, I definitely support you compared to outsiders. Honestly, though, it's hard to say who's more popular, Tokisaki Kurumi or Himejima Akino. Sometimes cuteness really can't compete with sexiness. With Himejima Akino's figure, how many men could resist taking a look? Not to mention the perks she offers aren't just any ordinary ones. Tokisaki Kurumi, at Xiaoqi, Heart JPG. Zhu Zhuqing, you two are almost there. Even though Vivi isn't here, I'm still here. Sakata Gintoki, at Xiaoqi, tell Jin-san about these two girls anime. Jin-san wants to see it. Xiaoqi, are you crazy? I already told you I don't know this Himejima Akino. If you want to see it, go find it yourself. Xiaoqi, as for it Kashiwazaki Hashina, your anime is called My Harem is Small, a daily romance anime. Linglong, what kind of a name is that? There's anime like that? Xiaoqi, sorry, I made a typo. The name of this anime is My Friends Are Small. Xiaoqi was embarrassed by what he had said earlier. He had just been misled by Sakata Gintoki and accidentally mentioned another name that many netizens were teasing about. Aizen Sosuke, crossing worlds and knowing the future, this chat group is really interesting. Linglong, idol, do you understand everything already? Aizen Sosuke. I just spent a little time to understand it, especially the points. Linglong, you're worthy of being my idol. Not only are you powerful, but you're also smart. However, points are not easy to earn. Even you need to put in some effort. Hint, Aizen Sosuke uploaded the Kiddo series and earned XXX points. Hint, Aizen Sosuke uploaded White Fight and received XXX points. Hint, Aizen Sosuke uploaded Shunpo and received XXX points. Hint, Aizen Sosuke uploaded Zenjutsu and received XXX points. Linglong, sorry, just ignored what I said. Aizen Sosuke, no need for that. Thank you very much for the reminder. As a thank you, I can give you a few Kiddo. Linglong, thank you, idol, but Kiddo is useless to me. I don't have any Reiatsu, Aizen Sosuke, so that's it. Hint, Aizen Sosuke sent a red envelope to Linglong. Aizen Sosuke, consider these 10,000 points a meeting gift for you. Linglong, thank you, idol, but I can't just take your points. I feel more at ease using the points I earned myself. Aizen Sosuke, you're such an interesting girl. If you need help in the future, you can come to me. Sakata Gintoki, at Aizen Sosuke, big man, Jin-san is also a fanboy of yours. Can you give Jin-san some points? It doesn't have to be too much, just a few 100,000 or so will be fine. Nami, you're so bold. Aizen Sosuke, Mr. Sakata Gintoki, I won't give you any points. I wonder if you're interested in a ranker? I can try to send them to you. Sakata Gintoki, a ranker? Jin-san likes Haribo and Nelio, Aizen Sosuke, haha, I didn't expect you to know so much. Then you should also know that Nelio is not with me now. As for Haribo, she's still useful to me now. I can give her to you when I don't need her anymore, Xiaoqi, that's about right. If it were someone else doing something like this or saying something like this, I wouldn't think there was anything wrong with it. But you're different. You're Aizen Sosuke. Every word you say makes people wary. Chapter 85, Reflections on the release of the extra chapter. Sakata Gintoki, dear book friends, Jin-san regretfully informs you that this book is coming to an end today. Sakata Gintoki, although I haven't spent much time with you, my adorable bastards, Jin-san still loves you very much. Sakata Gintoki, finally, thank you for your continued companionship, but I will definitely not return the recommendation votes, monthly passes, and rewards you gave me. Nami, damn white-haired, are you crazy? Who told you this book is ending? We're going to put it on the shelves, understand? Linglong, that's right, next is my storyline. It's finally my turn to be the protagonist. Sakuragi Hanamichi, and this genius's storyline too. In the upcoming county tournament, I'm going to crush everyone. Takisaki Kurumi, oh, I wonder if anyone enjoys reading my storyline. I'm kind of thinking about having Mr. Xiaoqi seal the powers of us elves. What method do you recommend? Kuroba Kato, I think I can deal with the corgi, oh no, Conan. Although I learned about my relationship with him after watching Detective Conan, so what? He gave me a lot of trouble in the original manga. Sakata Gintoki, Hashigamade, what are you all talking about? Doesn't putting it on the shelves mean it's been blocked? Linglong, I usually tell you to read more, but you refuse. Putting it on the shelves is simply like you need to spend points to watch a drama. We won't be getting free access anymore. Sakata Gintoki, what? So Jin-san has been getting freeloaders all this time? Kikexu, where's Xiaoqi? Come out and explain to Jin-san. Nami, yeah, where did that bastard go at such an important time? At Zhu Zhuqing, Zhuqing's sister, did you know? Zhu Zhuqing, didn't he go to your place to look for Wee? Nami, huh? No, Linglong, could it be that? Sakata Gintoki, do I even need to guess? This bastard must have found a new love. Sakuragi Hanamichi, my big brother is not that kind of person. Takisaki Kurumi, oh, things are getting interesting. Aizen Sosuke, everyone, the person you're looking for is here with me. Sakata Gintoki, damn it. Holy shit, isn't this our big blue guy? Linglong, idol. Kuroba Kato, you're a joke, stop being a joke. By the way, when did this big guy join the group? Sakata Gintoki, at Aizen Sosuke, Jin-san's voice was a little loud just now. Please don't take it to heart, and don't dwell on Jin-san, Xiaoqi, don't be a coward. Just keep talking like you usually do, Sakata Gintoki, at Xiaoqi, you're not dead, Xiaoqi, I won't die even if you die, Xiaoqi, at Aizen Sosuke, you can begin, Aizen Sosuke, shatter it, mirror flower and water moon, Linglong, wow I saw my idol's shike with my own eyes, so handsome, Nami, what are you two planning? You're not going to trick me again, are you, Xiaoqi, I don't have time to trick you right now, let Landa explain, Aizen Sosuke, it's nothing, I just cast the ability of complete hypnosis on the book friends who read this chapter, and they will automatically subscribe to the paid chapters later, Linglong, as expected of my idol, this trick is quite ruthless, Xiaoqi, let's stop playing around here, now each of you should say a good word to our sponsors, they are the strongest people in this chat group, Sakata Gintoki, Jin-san comes first, Sakata Gintoki, dear book friends, Jin-san needs your subscriptions. Move your little hands, you bastards. Believe it or not, Jin-san will kick your balls, Nami. Shut up right there. If this book fails, it's all your fault, Nami, minus N. Do you want to see Hancock? Do you want to see all kinds of beauties in the world of pirates? If so, please continue to support us, Linglong, dear sponsors, Linglong greets you. Linglong is about to become the protagonist. You must support me. Linglong will soon play with Zhang Chulin and Feng Bao Bao, Sakuragi Hanamichi, if any of you dare not subscribe, this genius will blow your heads off with a basketball. You can go ask that big bald guy at Mayurate next door what it feels like, Kuroba Kato, I will select a few lucky people and give you the gems I stole. So, if you want to get rich, start by subscribing to this book. Takisaki Kurumi, oh, then I'll give you some figures of the other Pokemons. As for me, only Xiaoqi can play as me. Zhu Zhuqing, don't dream. He already has me and Wei Wei, so he won't want you. Zhu Zhuqing, although my story is over for now, Tang Hao isn't dead yet, and Jin Ringsu and Bibi Dong haven't appeared yet. If you want to see them, remember to support Zhuqing. Xiaoqi, slurp. Zhu Zhuqing, what are you trying to do? Xiaoqi, my finger just slipped. Let me summarize. Xiaoqi, if you want Takisaki Kurumi to be the heroine, please click 1. If you want Linglong to be the heroine, please click 2. If you want Nami, forget about that. If you want another female character to be the heroine, please click 3. Please leave the name of your favorite character. Takisaki Kurumi, oh, I'm really looking forward to it. Linglong, me too. I want to be the heroine too. Nami, asshole, why do you want to exclude me? What's wrong with me? Wei Wei, I'll make a guest appearance. In the subsequent plot, my boyfriend Xiaoqi and I will continue to trick Nami. Later we will add more people to trick her together, so please continue to support us. Nami, damn it, why is it always me who gets hurt? I need someone to love me too. Aizen Sosuke, dear book friends, do you want to become an espada? Here are Haribol and Nalilu, welcome to the Palace of Darkness. Aizen Sosuke, of course, if you like Shinigami or Quincy, as long as you subscribe and place, I can arrange it for you. Aizen Sosuke, I heard that many people like Ichimaru-jin. I want to advise you here that except for me, no one else can grasp this man. Xiaoqi, finally, it's my turn. Soon I'll become a Super Saiyan, and then I'll punch Nami and kick Jin-san. So please continue reading, fellow readers. Nami, asshole, can you please stop dragging me out and whipping my corpse every time? Sakata Gintoki, that's right, Jin-san is now under the protection of Blue Shield. Don't think I'm still afraid of you. Xiaoqi, dear readers, this book will be available on December 21st, 2024. I also have good news for you. The author has promised that if the first order results are good, I will update 8,000 words every day. If I receive more than 2,000 rewards on the same day, I will update 10,000 words on the same day. Xiaoqi, so what are you waiting for? Hurry up and subscribe and reward me, so that the author can write until his hands cramp. Xiaoqi, finally, on behalf of everyone in the chat group, I sincerely thank every reader who has read this far. Thank you for your continued support, everyone. Thank you everyone. Finally, please continue to support us and give us a good first order result. Author, you all did well, give me a thumbs up, author. So far, this book has performed much better than the first one, even getting my first push. Honestly, I never expected that, author. I've taken all the opinions of my readers seriously, and I won't say much more about thanking them. I can assure you that this book will be finished, and the word count will definitely exceed 1 million. Which is also a very meaningful thing for me, author. My first book went on sale from June 29th to October 31st, and there was no interruption in the 4 months between updates. This is verifiable, so please don't worry about it being suddenly abandoned, author. I've always believed that even if the writing is not good, the attitude must be there. This is the minimum respect for all the readers who read and support this book, author. Finally, I hope that all readers can contribute a first order. The first order is very crucial to how many words this book will eventually reach. Thank you all. Chapter 86 Aizen Sosuke and Namikaze Minato. Aizen Sosuke, it seems Mr. Xiaoqi doesn't have a very good impression of me. Can you tell me why? Xiaoqi, no, I really admire you as a person. There are many powerful people, but someone with both strength and intelligence, and such a cool personality, is truly rare in the entire anime world. Nami, it's rare to see you praise someone so much. Aren't you also very smart? You tricked me so badly. Xiaoqi, come on, when it comes to brain power, compared to Aizen, I'm like a Super Saiyan playing Peach White. Xiaoqi is self-aware of this. He might be fine for tricking Nami, but when it comes to planning something like Aizen, he's far behind. Zhu Zhuqing, what about strength? Xiaoqi, a Super Saiyan 1 would easily defeat him and his world. Zhu Zhuqing, that's fine. Aizen Sosuke, haha, that's quite an interesting thing to hear. I think we can talk more about it in the future, at Xiaoqi. Xiaoqi, we can talk, but it's limited to the chat group. As for meeting in person, let's talk about it later. As I said before, I have to be cautious of you. Aizen Sosuke, since you know so much about me and the world I live in, could you please tell me what you think of the things I've done? Xiaoqi, before answering your question, could you first tell me your current timeline? Or where are you now? Soul Society, Hueco Mundo, or Infernal Hell? Aizen Sosuke, Infernal Hell? I roughly understand. I'm currently in Hueco Mundo. Xiaoqi, then let me share some of my personal opinions. Xiaoqi, I personally think you did the right thing by killing the Central 46. It's even very satisfying. Those guys are truly disgusting. Xiaoqi, but what you did afterwards was a bit inhumane. There are so many people in Soul Society you could have exploited, but you chose to exploit only one, Hinamori Momo. After stabbing her once, you told others, admiration is the furthest thing from understanding. Then, during the Battle of Karakura Town, you used your Mirror Flower Water Moon ability to have Hitsugaya stab you again. Xiaoqi, do you know that because of your actions, even a good person like Hinamori Momo has been dubbed the Tank, and many netizens have nicknamed her one of the hardest characters to kill in Bleach? Xiaoqi, and the same goes for those Espada. Although they were your tools from the beginning, some of them were completely devoted to you. Take Haribol, for example. She was quite loyal to you, wasn't she? And yet you went and stabbed her a few times. Xiaoqi, although I'm not a good person myself, and I treat my enemies with the attitude of killing them if I can, I at least wouldn't treat my own people or my subordinates to the same extent as you do. Xiaoqi, another point is that you were too reckless. You cultivated Ichigo Kurosaki into your enemy and kept the traitor Jin Ichimaru around to play with. Although your own strength certainly warranted such reckless behavior, you ultimately ended up being undone by your own actions. Xiaoqi, of course, this was due to Ichigo Kurosaki's cheating, and perhaps also because you were feeling lonely and didn't want to play anymore. But after laying the groundwork for so long, isn't it a bit ridiculous that it ended this way? Xiaoqi, finally, let me say that you're not invincible among the Bleach gods. You couldn't defeat Iwatch, and Ichiba Hayashibu of the Zero Squad would be a tough match for you, too. His Zanpakuto's abilities restrain all Shinigami, and finally, that cheating Ichigo Kurosaki. Xiaoqi, but regardless, this doesn't affect my admiration for you, especially the hairspray hand scene when you left Soul Society. That scene truly showcased your coolness. Linglong, phew, the description of hair gel hands is so apt at Aizen Sosuke, idol, I don't mean to tease you at all. This part is really cool. Aizen Sosuke, it's okay, at Xiaoqi, your opinion is very pertinent. If you need anything in the future, please tell me. Whether it's a person or a thing, I can do it for you once. Sakata Gintoki, at Xiaoqi, big brother, let Lan give you Biji, and then you can give it to Jin-san, or Nal, Rangaku, or Oriheim. Xiaoqi, get lost. Namikaze Minato, at Xiaoqi, can you tell me what's going on over there? Sakata Gintoki, Yondame, you look so stupid, are you dead now? Namikaze Minato, that's right, my soul is in the belly of the Shinigami now, and I really want to know what's going on in Konoha and what's happening with Naruto. Sakata Gintoki, Jin-san advises you not to know, so you can die in peace. Nami, you white-haired girl, can you please speak properly? They're already dead, and you still say that to them? Linglong, by the way, can the dead join the group? Namikaze Minato, although I'm dead, my soul still exists at Sakata Gintoki, what did you mean by that? Did Konoha encounter another dangerous incident after my death? Sakata Gintoki, that's about right. Let Xiaoqi tell you the details. Jin-san doesn't like to talk about these tragic things. Jin-san likes to have a pleasant chat with the girls at Kashiwazaki Hashina, at Himejima Akino. Do you want to chat? Himejima Akino, oh, I'd rather hear a story now. Kashiwazaki Hashina, me too. I think what you said was so wonderful. Takisaki Kurumi, at Himejima Akino, are you done yet? Himejima Akino, oh, little sister, this is my personal right. Takisaki Kurumi, big-breasted freak, just wait for me. Himejima Akino, okay, then I'll wait. Namikaze Minato, at Xiaoqi, could you please tell me? I can trade you for ninjutsu. Xiaoqi, no need for ninjutsu, I don't practice that. Nami, at Namikaze Minato, you can give it to me. I can watch anime about you and tell you about you. Namikaze Minato, thank you for your kindness, but that will take time. I really want to know right now. Xiaoqi, at Namikaze Minato, the story of Naruto and Konoha can't be explained in a few words. It's very complicated. If I only tell you the result, I can tell you. Then you can watch the anime Naruto and earn points by selling any ninjutsu to them all. Namikaze Minato, thank you. Then please tell me the result first. I can accept it, whether it's good or bad. Xiaoqi, let's start with the good news. Your son, Uzumaki Naruto, eventually became a hero of the ninja world, became the 7th Hokage, and even married the beautiful, wealthy princess of the Hyuga clan. Namikaze Minato, he's truly my son. I'm relieved now. Xiaoqi, don't get too excited yet. Now I'm going to tell you the bad news. Your son had a very, very miserable childhood. You should go and see for yourself how miserable it was. But I want to warn you, it's best to be mentally prepared before you watch. Xiaoqi, also, after you finish watching, you might think it was a mistake to risk your life to protect Konoha. Sakata Gintoki, Jin-san, let me add this, Danzo deserves to die. Sarutobi Hiruzen, that monkey, is no good either. Anyone who has anything to do with monkeys is not a good person. Xiaoqi, at Sakata Gintoki, I think you're cursing me in a roundabout way. Zhu Zhuqing, at Sakata Gintoki, be more careful next time. Takisaki Kurumi, I think I'll devour you first when I get to Linglong. Zhu Zhuqing, at Takisaki Kurumi, what's your business? Takisaki Kurumi, since Xiaoqi is so protective of me, of course I have to protect him too. Minato Namikaze, can I just say one more thing? Xiaoqi, I know you must have a lot of questions to ask, but instead of me telling you here, it would be better if you could see it with your own eyes. Minato Namikaze, I understand. Thank you. Hint, Minato Namikaze uploads the Rasengan and gets XXX points. Hint, Minato Namikaze sends a red envelope to Xiaoqi. Minato Namikaze, at Xiaoqi, this is a gift from me. You can give it to your girlfriends. Xiaoqi? Takisaki Kurumi, you have a good eye. If you want to kill someone in the future, I can help you. Zhu Zhuqing, at Takisaki Kurumi, go away and cool off. Xiaoqi, at Namikaze Minato, you're so generous that you even gave me the Flying Thunder God. Thank you so much, Nami, at Xiaoqi, oh my goodness, Xiaoqi, crawl, Nami, stingy, I'm going to say bad things about you in front of Wee. Xiaoqi, go quickly, Kashiwazaki Sina, they're both done, so is it my turn now? But I don't have any points, and I don't have anything to give, so I wonder if I can ask you. Hint, Sakata Gintoki sends a red envelope to Kashiwazaki Sina. Sakata Gintoki, at Kashiwazaki Sina, points are nothing. Jin-san will give them to you, and Jin-san will keep you from now on. Xiaoqi, damn, you're amazing. Linglong, at Sakata Gintoki, I've known you for so long, and you've never given me even a single point. Now you're giving it to someone I just met. I've finally gotten to know you, so let's end our friendship. Sakata Gintoki, Linglong's sister, can we change positions? Jin-san is not the one who would break up with me. Linglong, get out of here, don't come to my mission. Sakata Gintoki, don't, why are you arguing with a little kid? Although Jin-san has never given you any points, he has given you all his love. Linglong, I don't believe you, you old man are so mean. Kashiwazaki Sina, at Sakata Gintoki, thank you, although you don't look like a good person, I didn't expect you to have a good heart. Sakata Gintoki, Linglong, ha ha ha, I'm dying of laughter, at Kashiwazaki Sina, little sister, you are very good, I will protect you in the group from now on. Nami, at Sakata Gintoki, you are stupid, not only did you offend Linglong, but you didn't even get any good results from her. Zhu Zhuqing, you deserve it. Chapter 87 Chat Group Upgrade. Xiaoqi, at Kashiwazaki Zingna, there's nothing much to say about your story. It's a regular romance show, supposedly about making friends, but it ends up with a male lead starting a harem. Sakata Gintoki, what? Such a good thing? Who's that male lead? Jin-san, I want to trade places with him. Linglong, could she be doing some weird things under the guise of making friends? Nami, she doesn't look like that kind of person. Kashiwazaki Zingna, don't talk nonsense. I really want to make friends, but I wouldn't do anything reckless. Xiaoqi, at Kashiwazaki Zingna, ignore them and smile. Kashiwazaki Zingna, Linglong, okay, I admit I was overthinking it. Girls like that are destined to be scammed. Nami, at Kashiwazaki Zingna, let me warn you first. Even if you trust Aizen and Sosuke in this group, you must never trust that Wix Xiaoqi, otherwise you will be deceived miserably. Xiaoqi, at Kashiwazaki Zingna, do you want to make friends? The serious kind, Kashiwazaki Zingna. Okay, Nami, so I've been talking for a long time, but you didn't hear a single word I said, right? Kashiwazaki Zingna, at Nami, I listened, but I don't think Xiaoqi is a bad person. He looks much more serious than Sakata Gintoki. Sakata Gintoki, hey, if you say that to Jin-san, I'll be sad. Jin-san has already given you the points, okay, Kashiwazaki Zingna, but I haven't taken them yet. My mother taught me not to take things from strangers. Linglong, you little girl, I'm really laughing to death. You're so naive, Xiaoqi. Anyway, Kashiwazaki Hashina is a very cute girl. You girls can take her out to play more often in the future. Just remember not to make her cry. Sakata Gintoki, asshole, how could such a cute girl make Jin-san cry? Jin-san is already protecting her. Zhu Zhuqing, at Kashiwazaki Hashina, don't chat with that white-haired guy in the group in the future. Kashiwazaki Hashina, okay, big sister. Zhu Zhuqing, I'm younger than you, Kashiwazaki Hashina. Linglong, it's true. Zhuqing is the youngest in our chat group. Kashiwazaki Hashina, oh, so do I have friends now? Nami, of course, we will protect you, this cute girl, in the future and will never let some evil Saiyan defile you. Xiaoqi, at Kashiwazaki Zingna, you can play with the other girls here without worry, but you have to be careful with Nami, she will cheat you out of all your money. Kashiwazaki Zingna, it's okay, my family is rich. Xiaoqi, Nami, ha, you're embarrassed, at Kashiwazaki Zingna, you're so cute, give me a kiss. Sakata Gintoki, at Kashiwazaki Zingna, you're so cute, give me a kiss. Kashiwazaki Zingna, at Sakata Gintoki, no, the sisters won't let me play with you, I won't talk to you anymore. Sakata Gintoki. Jin-san, I suddenly feel like this world is meaningless. Himejima Akino, oh, is it my turn in the end? Tokisaki Kurumi, are you sick? I told you I don't know you anymore, but you're still trying to get close to me. Himejima Akino, at Xiaoqi, don't you boys love watching anime with cute girls the most? I think I'm pretty good in all aspects. You know everyone else so well, but you don't know me. This is a bit unreasonable. Xiaoqi felt like her back was about to get wet after hearing these words. He didn't know how many times he had watched Himejima Akino's anime, and even read her books almost to pieces, but how could he say such a thing? Fortunately, he had already thought of an excuse. Xiaoqi, this is not strange, right? There are hundreds of anime, and I can't possibly have seen every one of them. Himejima Akino, that's a shame. I was originally thinking of introducing my minister to you. She is a super beauty. Xiaoqi, no need, I already have a girlfriend, and both of my girlfriends are also beautiful. Tokisaki Kurumi, just stay away from me. What's the point of talking about minister or not? I have so many kinds of elves here, aren't they better than yours? Himejima Akino, at Tokisaki Kurumi, what does this have to do with you? Who are you to him? I think you're the one licking his face and trying to get closer to Tokisaki Kurumi. The relationship between him and me is that he played with me. Zhu Zhuqing, Nami, Linglong, Kuroba Kato, Xiaoqi, Sakata Gintoki, at Xiaoqi, you, shit, tell me, when did it happen? Even if Jin-san can't beat you, he's going to fight you today. Isn't it enough that you have sisters Zhuqing and Princess Vivi? Xiaoqi, at Tokisaki Kurumi, we may be familiar with each other, but if you slander me, I will sue you for defamation. Tokisaki Kurumi, oh, didn't you play with my figurines? There's no difference between the figurines and me. Xiaoqi, a figurine is a figurine, and you are you. How can they be the same? Not to mention, I've never played with your figurine. Tokisaki Kurumi, it doesn't matter. First it's a figurine, then it's a person. You guys are all the same. Xiaoqi, stop confusing right and wrong. Himejima Akino, oh, that really made me laugh. It's just a figurine, and you're really a little sister. Tokisaki Kurumi, at Himejima Akino, when I trigger the quest, do you dare to come over? Either you die or I die. This chat group doesn't need two duplicate characters. Himejima Akino, okay, I also want to see what abilities this little sister of yours has. Sakata Gintoki, at Tokisaki Kurumi, at Himejima Akino, listen to Gintoki's advice. Fighting and killing is not good. Peaceful coexistence is much better. You are all Gintoki's wings, and Gintoki doesn't want to see you two killing each other. To Kiseki Kurumi, it's none of your business. Himejima Akino, at Sakata Gintoki, I appreciate your kindness, but this little sister keeps provoking me, and I have a temper. Xiaoqi, I think it's fine. I'll be the referee for you two. Zhu Zhuqing, are you crazy? Linglong, exactly. Putting aside whether San can beat her, who would we help if someone were to die? We're all members of the same chat group. Nami, exactly. San is still defending you, so what you're doing is really disrespectful. To Kiseki Kurumi, it doesn't matter. I'm sure I'll win. That stupid woman is no match for me. Himejima Akino, although you have a certain advantage since you joined the chat group before me, I don't think I'll lose to a rude little sister like you. Xiaoqi, see? Instead of letting them bicker in the chat group all day, it's better to let them have a good fight. Besides, with me around, neither of them will die. Xiaoqi, you two should have a good fight when the time comes, but before that, stop arguing in the chat group, it's annoying. To Kiseki Kurumi, I'll listen to you, darling. Zhu Zhuqing, at to Kiseki Kurumi, that's enough. Himejima Akino, oh, then I can only do as you say. After all, I'm just a newbie. Reminder, the chat group has reached 10 members. The following new features have been added. Reminder. 1. The live broadcast function has been activated. All group members can spend 1,000 points to start a live broadcast. During the live broadcast, all viewing group members can use points to purchase gifts as rewards. After each live broadcast, a lucky viewer will be randomly selected from all the rewarding group members to receive a mysterious gift. Reminder. 2. A new daily time travel function has been added. All group members can draw a time travel card in the lottery area. Reminder. 3. A new administrator position has been added. This position will be elected by group members. The person with the most votes will automatically become an administrator. In the event of a tie, a second round of voting will be held, and so on. Tip: the administrator position grants the following permissions. 1. Daily check-in points multiplied by 10. 2. Manage all group members, including muting and kicking members. 3. Gain 1 24-hour time travel per month, limited to the group member's own world, no member consent required. Tip: 4. A new enhancement feature has been added. Group members can spend a certain number of points to enhance a skill or move they possess. Tip: voting for the administrator position will begin in 10 minutes. All group members can now vote for themselves. Xiaoqi, damn it. I spent all that time drawing, but there's no such thing as a time travel card. Linglong, how pitiful. Nami, Wee asked me why I was laughing so hard, and I said I saw a big fool. Zhu Zhuqing, hug. To Kiseki Kurumi, hug. Zhu Zhuqing, at to Kiseki Kurumi, who are you voting for later? To Kiseki Kurumi, of course, the same as you. Zhu Zhuqing, you really are. But thank you. Sakuragi Hanamichi, sister-in-law, I'll definitely vote for my big brother. Zhu Zhuqing, thank you, Sakuragi. Linglong, at Xiaoqi, look how good your girlfriend treats you, I'm jealous. Xiaoqi, girlfriend is a thing of the past. Zhuqing is my wife now. Nami, tisk, Wee also let me vote for you, you're so lucky. Zhu Zhuqing, thank you, Nami, at Linglong, sister Linglong. Linglong, I understand. I'll vote for your boyfriend, okay, at Xiaoqi, if you don't let me get first place, I'll kill you. Zhu Zhuqing, thank you. Xiaoqi, at Linglong, got it. Kuroba Kato, at Xiaoqi, remember to take me flying next time. Xiaoqi, I understand. Sakata Gintoki, Hashidomate, you've all canvassed for votes, so what about Jin-sen? Himejima Akino, Alice, I can vote for you, but I'm afraid just me alone isn't enough. Sakata Gintoki, no, the moment you said you'd vote for me, Jin-sen, I already won. Listen up, you bastards. From now on, Himejima Akino is under Jin-sen's protection. Xiaoqi, at Sakata Gintoki, so which protection are you talking about? Sakata Gintoki, of course it's the proper kind of protection. You evil Saiyan, Jin-sen never thought of putting her on Jin-sen's. Kashiwazaki Sina, why are there so many blocked words? Linglong, be good, listen to your sister. Don't ask. This isn't something you can understand now. Kashiwazaki Sina, oh, at Xiaoqi. Since everyone voted for you, I'll vote for you too. Xiaoqi, you're so good. I'll treat you to a lollipop later. Kashiwazaki Sina, thank you. Namikaze Minato, I vote for you too. Thank you for what you just told me. Xiaoqi, thank you. Aizen Sosuke, everyone, I'm also quite interested in this administrator. I wonder if you can vote for me. Chapter 88 The Establishment of the Wonshawu Chat Group. Aizen Sosuke, I can trade all my death god skills for everyone. How is that? Linglong, idol, I really want to support you, but my world can't handle your turmoil. Please forgive me. Kuroba Kato, I'm just an ordinary thief. Please forgive me, sir. Sakata Gintoki, Jin-san doesn't want to be hypnotized by your mirror flower and water moon. If he mistakes old lady Taos for Akino Himejima, he'll have nightmares. At that moment, all the group members who knew Aizen Sosuke politely declined his offer. After all, this great warrior's record was too impressive, and everyone was afraid he might come to their world to conduct research. In comparison, they were more reassured about Xiaoqi. After all, they had gotten along well before. Aizen Sosuke, I see, at Linglong, then can I come to your world and join your mission? I'm curious about the power systems of other worlds. Linglong, idol, we already agreed on the personnel list for this mission before you joined the group. We'll definitely call you next time we have the chance. Linglong was panicking. Although Aizen was her idol, it was just like any ordinary person chasing a star. Even if she had 10 times the courage, she wouldn't dare let Aizen into her world. What if he pulled a trick and wiped them all out? Aizen Sosuke, really? That's a shame. Hint, all chat group members, please begin voting. The results will be announced in 1 minute. Those who don't make a choice within the time limit will be considered to have abstained. Hint, the results are as follows. Xiaoqi received 12 votes, a unanimous approval. Congratulations to Xiaoqi on becoming a group administrator. Sakata Gintoki, at Himejima Akino, where did Jin-sen's vote go? Himejima Akino, hey, is it possible that I think the same way as you, Jin-sen? Sakata Gintoki, Jin-sen just slipped and chose the wrong person. Did you do the same, Himejima Akino? Hey. Jin-sen, you are really cute. Sakata Gintoki, Jin-sen is not only cute, but also brave. Hint, Sakata Gintoki has been muted for 1 minute. Hint, Sakata Gintoki has been unmuted. Sakata Gintoki, at Xiaoqi, asshole, how can you play Jin-sen like this? If you have the guts, come play openly. Xiaoqi, I was just trying to figure out how to use it. Thanks for your cooperation, Xiaoqi. Everyone, I found that the administrator can give our chat group a name, but can only change it once. What do you think it should be called? Linglong, Linglong Cottage, Xiaoqi, Climb, Nami, Goddess Nami's Back Garden, Xiaoqi, Get Lost, Sakuragi Hanamichi, Genius Sakuragi and his stupid group members. Brother, how about this? Xiaoqi, so I'm also a stupid group member. Sakuragi Hanamichi, Genius Sakuragi, his older brother and sister-in-law, and their idiotic group members. How about this? Xiaoqi, what a messed up name. Rejected. Namikaze Minato, you can pick 1-2 characters from the names of each of our worlds and piece them together. Xiaoqi, Minato, regardless of your idea, the name of this chat group cannot exceed 10 characters. Namikaze Minato, that's a shame. Tokisaki Kurumi and Xiaoqi's beloved chat group, exactly 10 characters. Zhu Zhuqing, can you be more normal? Kuroba Kato, the Black Organization. Xiaoqi, you've watched too much Conan, and I have reason to suspect you're targeting your good brother Conan. Kashiwazaki Hashina, a friendship chat group. Xiaoqi, not bad, keep it. Aizen Sosuke, since everyone comes from different worlds, why not call it the All Heavens and Worlds chat group? Xiaoqi, as expected of Lan University, it's a very good name, but this name has been used a lot. Aizen Sosuke, I see. Himejima Akino, the Occult Research Club. Xiaoqi, don't just use the name of your club. Himejima Akino, how did you know? Xiaoqi, of course I was just guessing. Don't schools over there all like to form clubs? And then the last word ends with U, at Kashiwazaki Zingna, isn't that right? Kashiwazaki Zingna, yes, for example, our school has many clubs, but I haven't joined any yet. Xiaoqi, you haven't joined the neighbors club yet. Kashiwazaki Zingna, what kind of club is that? I haven't heard of it. Xiaoqi, Oh, it's okay. You'll know when you watch your own anime, Himejima Akino. Okay, then let's just take it as it is. Huh? Xiaoqi breathed a sigh of relief when the other party didn't ask any further questions. He had just said it so smoothly, and thankfully he'd reacted quickly enough. Xiaoqi, Zhuqing, do you want to come up with one too? Zhu Zhuqing, I'll listen to you. Sakata Gintoki, is it finally Jin-san's turn? Jin-san has already decided on a name, the Yorazuaya chat group. Xiaoqi, Sakata Gintoki, Jin-san is serious this time. You know what Yororoya means, and we already have the Yorazuaya pirates under Nami-chan, so why not keep the name Yororoya? Sakata Gintoki, Xiaoqi, this is my lifelong request. Jin-san, Xiaoqi, what are everyone else's opinions? Nami, if it's this name, I agree. After all, I'm the captain of the Yorazuaya pirates now. Linglong, I agree too. I'm also a member of the Yorazuaya pirates. Zhu Zhuqing, okay. Kuroba Kato, +1, Sakuragi Hanamichi, +2, Tokisaki Kurumi, oh, I agree too. A certain busted freak might not even have heard of this name, Azuki Himino, haha, she really is a little sister. Namikaze Minato, since you old group members all agree, I agree too. Aizen Sosuke, providing various kinds of help and services in daily life? Interesting. Xiaoqi, you know that too. Aizen Sosuke, I just have a basic understanding. Linglong, awesome idol. Xiaoqi, since everyone agrees, I'll go change the name. Tip, the Yorazuaya chat group has been successfully modified. This chat group name cannot be changed from now on. Sakata Gintoki, Xiaoqi, you've finally acted like a human being. Jin-san will settle the grudge between Takakitayo and Vivi-chan with you today, but I will never give up the other girls to you. Xiaoqi, get lost, go find whoever you want. Xiaoqi, okay, those of you who need to watch the show, watch the show. Those who want to chat, continue chatting. I'll go research the enhancement function. Xiaoqi, by the way, do I need to tell you about that anime of yours, Bleach? Xiaoqi, awesome. Thanks to book friends Iohe 994 for the monthly ticket. Thanks to book friend 20,230,521,642 EB for the monthly ticket. Thanks to book friend 202211612073271 for the monthly ticket. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 89 Aizen Sosuke, are you interested in attacking Soul Society with me? This boost function is quite something. Xiaoqi was intrigued by the description. There were two possible boosts. 0.5x and 1x, with corresponding success rates of 10% and 5%, respectively. For example, let's say his Kamehameha has a destructive power of 1000. If he successfully boosts it by 1x, it would be 2000. If he succeeds again, it would be 4000, and so on. However, the points required for each boost were quite high. 0.5x required 50,000 points, while 1x required 100,000 points. Xiaoqi, Zhu Zhuqing, how much money do we have left? Zhu Zhuqing, less than 130,000. What's wrong? Do you need me to give it to you now? Xiaoqi, it's okay. I just suddenly miss Tang-san. Linglong, Tang-san is so pitiful. Even after he died, you dragged him out and whipped his corpse. Xiaoqi, I can't wait to pull him out and kill him again. Zhu Zhuqing, if you're short of points, why don't we sell some stuff? Xiaoqi, that's not the case. Our family isn't that broke yet. It's all Nami's fault for cheating me out of 100,000 points. Nami, can you speak human language? What do you mean I cheated you? I already told you I don't have to give you any points as long as you sign. Xiaoqi, oh, I don't want to bother with you. Sakata Gintoki, Xiaoqi, now you've experienced the pain of having a wife, right? You're still looking for two at once. Look at how free and easy I am. Jin-san. When I am in a good mood, I feed those two idiots at home. Aizen Sosuke, Xiaoqi, if you need points, I can start the final battle of Karakura Town in advance. This time, as long as you and I join forces, Aizen Sosuke, we will have no rivals ahead of us. Linglong, Is this the original version's coolness? It's much cooler than when I said it. Sakata Gintoki, Linglong, girl, how did you become like this now? Girls shouldn't keep saying the word before. Kashiwazaki Sina, Sakata Gintoki, damn, at Kashiwazaki Sina, little cutie, what did you just say? Kashiwazaki Sina, it's the word before, why was it blocked? Lu Linglong, Jin-sen, please be a human being, Sina is still so innocent, Nami, damn it, at Sakata Gintoki, from today on, if you dare to talk nonsense in the group, I will beat you up every time I see you. Zhu Zhuqing, I agree, I'll ask Xiaoqi to ban you. Aizen Sosuke, at Xiaoqi, what do you think of my suggestion? Xiaoqi, to be honest, this suggestion is very good, and I'm also very tempted, but forget it, Aizen Sosuke, oh? This is a bit surprising. Judging from what you just said, and from looking back at some of your previous chats, you're not the type to stick to rules or be a nice guy. Aizen Sosuke, is there someone you're particularly interested in, either from the Shinigami side or the Masked Corps? Sakata Gintoki, Jin-sen, I get it. Xiaoqi must have had his eye on Rangaku or Orihime-sen, because their hair color leans towards number 18. Xiaoqi, stop your bullshit. I hate women with orange hair. If we're really talking about similar hair colors, Kashiwazaki Sina is more like number 18, okay? Nami, so I'm being targeted again, huh? Kashiwazaki Sina, huh? Is that so? Sakata Gintoki, asshole, you clearly have ulterior motives towards Jin-san's little cutie. Himejima Akino, oh, I'd be hurt if you said that. You just said you'd protect me. Sakata Gintoki, at Himejima Akino, you're Jin-san's absolute cutie. The two of you are like Jin-san's 2S. Neither of them indispensable. Himejima Akino, hehe. That's not the case. Lu Linglong, at Nami, at Takesaki Kurumi, so the three of us are out of favor now, right? Nami, I never expected anything from this white-haired guy from the beginning. Takesaki Kurumi, oh, I don't care. I just want my darling. Xiaoqi, at Azoum Sosuke, you might not know me very well, or the Saiyan race in general. We don't like to be told what to do and are more spontaneous. I now have both Saiyan and Earthling blood in me. Xiaoqi, even if you invite me to your world, I'll only act according to my own will. Who I kill or not kill is entirely up to my own preference. Sakata Gintoki, Jin-sen, let me give you newcomers a simple translation. Xiaoqi said so much, but it can be summed up in one sentence, he's a scumbag. Hint, Sakata Gintoki was silenced by Xiaoqi for 10 minutes. Kashiwazaki Sina, I get it. Xiaoqi is a mixed-race person like me. Is that correct? Xiaoqi, at Kashiwazaki Sina, that's about it. Remember to stay away from that white-haired guy from now on. Kashiwazaki Sina, okay. Lu Linglong, just a quick question. Don't you Saiyans, no, the Saiyans in the original story, still obey Frieza? Xiaoqi, yes, they do obey Frieza on the surface, but deep down, who truly wants to listen to him? They're just limited by their own strength and can't resist. But once they gain the strength, they'll immediately rebel. Xiaoqi, but if it were me, even if Frieza killed me right now, I would never obey him. That's the backbone of my Earthling side. Xiaoqi, of course. Whether I have Saiyan or Earthling blood in me, there's one thing that won't change. Nami, what? Xiaoqi, henpecked. Nami, tisk. Zhu Zhuqing, heart JPG. Namikaze Minato, I agree. We can discuss this sometime. Xiaoqi, ha, that's fine. Aizen Sosuke, I see. It seems I don't know you well enough. So, may I ask, how powerful is that being called Frieza? Xiaoqi, if it transforms into its final form, and you two go head-to-head, it would only take one finger to kill you, even if you've fully fused with a Hagioku. Xiaoqi, of course, you can use Kyoku Sujetsu to interfere with it, but that would only delay your own death. Aizen Sosuke, really? That's truly a terrifying existence. Can you tell me the name of that anime? Xiaoqi, you can go watch Dragon Ball Z after you watch it. You'll understand the huge gap in combat power between your own world of Bleach and the Dragon Ball world. Sakata Gintoki, so, Saiyan blood is a bug. Now you know why Jin-san is so lazy. With him around, what's the point of us ordinary people? We just need to mess around. Sakata Gintoki, at Xiaoqi, You bastard, you actually dared to silence Jin-san again. Do you know how uncomfortable it is to be so pent up and unable to speak? Lu Linglong, although that's what he meant, I always feel like it doesn't mean anything serious when it comes out of his mouth. Nami, you're overthinking it. He never says anything serious. Aizen Sosuke, at Xiaoqi, after I finish watching Dragon Ball and understand the Saiyan race better, I'll invite you again. Xiaoqi, we'll see then at Zhu Zhuqing, I have to go practice. Zhu Zhuqing, okay, remember to stop messing around. Xiaoqi, got it at Lu Linglong, I'll come over the day after tomorrow morning. I'll finish my practice tomorrow and think of a script for you. Lu Linglong, okay, I'll take everyone on a tour of Longhu Mountain on the first day. And we'll start messing around when the Lu Ocean Grand Ceremony begins on the second day, he. Xiaoqi, oh, by the way, I actually quite like that famous scene of yours, it's quite touching. Lu Linglong, you're talking about what I said when Huer was captured by Quan Xing's gang of bastards. I'm a little embarrassed to brag about myself, but I also think I was super cool back then, he. Kuroba Kato, if you ever meet with misfortune, it'll definitely be after I die in battle. Just based on that statement, I'll be your fan for at least 50 years. Sakuragi Hanamichi, big sister, besides my big brother, I admire you just as much. Nami, sister Linglong, you're awesome. Zhu Zhuqing, this time we'll kill all those Quan Xing bastards. Takisaki Kurumi, oh, my nutrients can increase again, that's great. Sakata Gintoki, Linglong, this is why Jin-san likes you. This time, it's Jin-san's turn to protect the flowers. Lu Linglong, hey, I'm a little embarrassed by what you said. Xiaoqi, I'm telling you, did you guys get something wrong? Who said I was talking about that famous scene? Sakata Gintoki, oh no, Jin-san, I suddenly have a bad feeling at Xiaoqi, I'm warning you, don't do anything to my Linglong. Nami, could it be? Zhu Zhuqing, no way. Kuroba Kato, could it be that? Lu Linglong, no, please, don't post that in the group. I don't want to be socially disastrous. Xiaoqi, picture JPG. Xiaoqi, everyone, I'm going to practice. Have fun chatting. Himejima Akino, oh, this is a really Hades scene. Namikaze Minato, this is really touching. Kashiwazaki Hona, sister Linglong, so pitiful. Azoum Sosuke, at Lu Linglong, you're kind of cute like this. Lu Linglong, at Xiaoqi, you bastard, I'm going to kill you. Lu Linglong, at Nami, I was wrong before, but this bastard is definitely going to get me for points this time. Let's team up, Nami, although your word choice is a bit ambiguous, there's no problem teaming up to deal with that bastard. Sakata Gintoki, and Jin-san and I, let's team up to defeat that evil Saiyan, save Takakio, and redeem Princess Vivi. Zhu Zhuqing. Chapter 90, Minato Namikaze gradually turns evil. 2 days later, one person went down to the world, Longhu Mountain. Hey, I'm talking about you, old man, what's the matter? I'm not here to see you, old man, let go. Lu Jin looked at the man in front of him with natural curly white hair, lazy face, and was stuttering his nostrils and said in a deep voice, you are the ignorant, idle all day long, and like to hook up with young girls everywhere. Biu Sakata Gintoki bounced a boo on his little finger on the other person's face and said angrily, old man, don't think you are Linglong's great-grandfather Yinsang, but you don't dare to beat you. Yinsang, I like Linglong's girl, but I'm not you, the sloppy old man. Bang! Lu Linglong, who beat Sakata Gintoki down with a punch, roared angrily, Baimeo, although my great-grandfather is indeed a bit sloppy and doesn't like to wash his feet before going to bed, how can you say it in front of him? Lu Jin's lips twitched as he looked at his beloved granddaughter. Ever since she joined that chat group, she'd been increasingly disrespectful to him, even trying to steal their treasures and sell them to some shopping mall in the group for points. What infuriated him even more was that every time he tried to teach her a lesson, she'd bring up the same old line, Grandpa, I advise you not to touch me. I'm protected by a Saiyan now. Do you know what a Saiyan is? Then she'd babble a bunch of new terms like starburst and so on. Thinking of this, Lu Jin glanced at the man flirting with 2 other girls. Aside from that tail, he doesn't look like anything special. Could he really be that powerful? Just as Lu Jin was wondering, Xiaoqi, Zhu Zhuqing, and Takisaki Kurumi arrived. Old man, you have been looking at me since just now. Let me make it clear, I have no interest in you. Tokisaki Kirumi on the side said, "Old man, I advise you not to have those thoughts that you shouldn't have. This man is not someone you can own." Zhu Zhuqing gave Tokisaki Kirumi a blaming look and said unhappily, "He is not someone you can own either." Lu Jin wanted to curse in his heart now. Don't the people in this chat group know what it means to respect the elderly and love the young? Why are they all like this? Forget it. I'm a senior after all. I won't bother with these kids. Lu Jin, who had successfully convinced himself, looked at Xiaoqi and said, "Linglong doesn't cause you any trouble in your chat group, right? I spoiled my granddaughter since she was a child. You have to be more tolerant of her in the future." Xiaoqi glanced at Lu Linglong, who was preaching to Sakata Gintoki, and said with a smile, "Old man, your granddaughter is good in other aspects, but she is a little naughty sometimes. My suggestion is that you can beat her up more when you have nothing to do." Zhu Zhuqing and Tokisaki Kirumi twitched their mouths at the same time when they heard this. This guy really holds a grudge. Ever since he posted the photo of Lu Linglong in the group, Lu Linglong has really teamed up with Nami. The two girls would team up to verbally criticize him from time to time in the past 2 days. Hearing this, Lu Jin sighed and said, "I have no way to deal with her now. She always brings you up, and then tells me not to force me to ask Xiaoqi to come here and blow up the earth. What do you want me to do? But then again, can you really do that?" Xiaoqi was amused. This Lu Jin was really an old man with a shrewd mind. He seemed to be talking casually, but in fact he was here to find out more about her background. "How about this? Seeing is believing. How about we go out for a walk?" Lu Jin was slightly stunned, then laughed and said, "Okay, an old man, haven't been active these past 2 days, so I'll just go out with you to exercise." Half an hour later, Xiaoqi and Lu Jin appeared in front of everyone again, but this time they were arm in arm, acting like brothers, which made them a little confused. Lu Jin walked up to his granddaughter and said in a serious face, "Linglong, you can't be so rude to Xiaoqi in the future, okay? If you don't listen, I'm going to beat you up." Xiaoqi took out a stack of papers and shook them in front of Lu Linglong, saying with a smile, "Linglong, the content here is the script I wrote overnight last night. I arranged a role for you as the heroine. If you follow me, you can have meat to eat. If you follow Nami, what else can you get except a few words in the group? Think about it carefully." Lu Linglong's eyes kept looking back and forth between her great-grandfather and Xiaoqi. Her intuition told her that if she continued to follow Nami, her future would be miserable. "My dear sister Nami, it's not that I want to betray you, it's just that the enemy's methods are too cunning." After hesitating for only a moment, Lu Linglong immediately put on a sweet smile and looked at Xiaoqi and said, "I was bewitched by Nami before. I will still be on your side. I will do whatever you say to trick her." Xiaoqi nodded with satisfaction. "Yes, as the saying goes, he who knows the times is a hero. So, isn't it time for you to show your ability now, my dear sister Linglong?" Lu Linglong smiled and said, "Okay, I'll arrange it for you now." Lu Linglong, at Nami, you're really going too far. Xiaoqi is such a good person, how can you say that? I really believed your lies to help you. From now on, we will go our separate ways. Nami, damn it, what did you say the other day? I'm giving you a chance to reframe your words. If he has any evidence, just deduct one. I won't blame you. Lu Linglong, I don't have anything on him, so stop trying to stir up trouble here. I won't make any more mistakes. Serious face JPG. Nami, okay, that's how you play it, huh? Don't come to me when you cry next time. Nami, at Xiaoqi, and you too, if you have the guts, start a live stream right now so everyone can see what PY trading you're doing. Xiaoqi, sorry, I'm busy right now and don't have time to talk to you. Hint, Sakata Gintoki starts her live stream. Sakata Gintoki, Nami-chan, Jin-san will always be on your side. I'm going to expose Xiaoqi's crimes. Kuroba Kato, you know what, this live stream is really impressive, and it's from a bird's eye view. 5-star rating. Himejima Akino, oh, so this is what you all look like at Tokisaki Kirumi, you're even smaller than I thought. Tokisaki Kirumi, go to hell. Kashiwazaki Sina, you're all so beautiful. I'll try my best to trigger quests and get everyone to come play at my place. Aizen Sosuke, at Xiaoqi, I'm curious about some of the abilities in this world. Will you be having a competition today? Xiaoqi. Today's just registration and the draw. The competition starts tomorrow, and I'll be live streaming then. Aizen Sosuke, then I'll be looking forward to tomorrow. Namikaze Minato, oh. Xiaoqi, Minato, you've sighed hundreds of times these past 2 days. When one of us draws a revive card or something similar and resurrects you, you can do whatever you want. But you have to make up your mind. Namikaze Minato, I know. To be honest, I'm really upset. I can't understand why the Sandaime treats my Naruto like this. What has Naruto done wrong? If Kushina saw this, she'd probably tear Konoha apart. Aizen Sosuke, he's just after the power he holds. He's no different from the people in the Central 46. Xiaoqi, Landa is right. Don't overthink it now. You can consider some things after you're resurrected. At least your son finally stayed true to himself. Minato Namikaze, I understand the logic, but when I think about Naruto eating expired food as a child, being treated like a demon fox by the villagers, and having no friends, it makes my heart, as a father, feel like it's being stabbed with needles. Minato Namikaze, damn Sarutobi Hiruzen, damn Danzo, how could they do this? Kuroba Kato, Yondaime, you're not going to turn evil, are you? Minato Namikaze, haha. The title of Yondaime Hokage is more like a joke to me now. I gave my life for Konoha, but in the end, it ended up hurting my son. Xiaoqi, Minato, no one can persuade you now, but you can rest assured of one thing, since you've joined our Yorazuaya chat group, your business is ours, and we can all earn points along the way. Nami, I think points are your ultimate goal. Namikaze Minato, points and such don't matter. I just want to see my Naruto as soon as possible and make up for my negligence as a father. Xiaoqi, at Nami, what's your business? Go and cool off. Sister Linglong, let's ignore her. Take us for a walk around Longhu Mountain. Lu Linglong, okay, Nami, damn it. Lu Linglong looked at everyone and said, everyone, let's go. I'll take you to meet my good friend Huer first, and then take you to have some fun in Kaianshan. Ginseng, I've been waiting until now. Sister Huer, Ginseng is here, Zhu Zhuqing whispered. What on earth did you do with that old man just now? Xiaoqi smiled and said, nothing. I just took him to blow up a mountain. Chapter 91 Feng Bao Bao makes everyone laugh. Lu Linglong pushed Zhi Jinhua beside her in front of the crowd and introduced her. Everyone, I think you should all know her. She is my best sister in this world, Zhi Jinhua. Zhi Jinhua looked at the people from another world in front of her and said shyly, hello, I am Zhi Jinhua, very happy to meet you, Sister Hua. I am Ginseng, who is loved by everyone and makes flowers bloom. Ginseng, I came here just to meet you. Ginseng, I like you the most. Zhi Jinhua smiled awkwardly and took a step back calmly. Sakata Gintoki, I know you. Linglong always mentions you, Sakata Gintoki said excitedly. Really? How does Sister Linglong praise me usually? Tell Ginseng quickly. Zhi Jinhua laughed awkwardly. Linglong told me to protect myself and stay away from you. Ha ha ha. The others present burst into laughter upon hearing this, while Sakata Gintoki himself stood there, frozen in place, like a stone statue. Why do you always have to pick on Ginseng? For the rest of the morning, Xiaoqi and the other three, led by their guides, Lu Linglong and Zhi Jinhua, took a leisurely stroll around the front of Longhu Mountain. Xiaoqi felt that Longhu Mountain was similar to the ancient towns he'd visited before, nothing more than eating and shopping. The only difference was that now, instead of a group of grown men, he was accompanied by two beautiful women, one large and one small. Sakata Gintoki, on the other hand, didn't even glance at the scenery. He spent the entire time lingering around Lu Linglong and Zhi Jinhua, paying particular attention to his new love, Zhi Jinhua. As they headed towards the Xianxi mansion, they heard a sudden exclamation and a familiar exchange of words. Little donor, this is the face of a god. Little donor, with this palm print, you will surely be a wealthy and long-lived person in the future. This is what my master did after fighting the 10,000-year fire Kirin here for 80,000 rounds. Don't want 98,000, don't want 98,000, just 99 and 8, so cool, I want it, I want it. Sakata Gintoki looked at this scene and said with disgust, why did you let Ginseng see that idiot here? Let's go, let's stay away from this crazy woman. Xiaoqi looked at Lu Linglong and smiled, let's go and say hello to your lover, huh? Zhi Jinhua was slightly stunned when she heard this, turned her head to look at Lu Linglong and said, Linglong, when did you and Zhang Qiulin start dating? Lu Linglong shouted angrily. Zhang Qiulin and I are not dating at all, we are just friends. Zhang Qiulin turned his head and looked over here when he heard Lu Linglong's voice, then immediately ran to Lu Linglong and smiled. Sister Linglong, long time no see. Sakata Gintoki instantly stood between the two of them, looked at Zhang Qiulin and said unhappily, "Don't be a bitch, can you call her Linglong? This is my privilege, Jin-san." Zhang Qiulin glanced at him sideways and said contemptuously, "Who are you, buddy? What do you mean by don't be a bitch? I don't think you look like a good person. Nowadays, there are still people with white hair. Brother, you are out," Sakata Gintoki said angrily. "Who is your buddy, huh? Can you stop making a drama for yourself and get out of here quickly? Jin-san, I don't bother to talk to someone like you who doesn't want to be a bitch." Zhang Qiulin rolled up his sleeves and said, "Hey, you want to make trouble, right? Don't think I will be afraid of you just because you have a broken wooden sword on your waist." Sakata Gintoki also rolled up his sleeves. "Come on, will Jin-san be afraid of you? With your mediocre kung fu, Jin-san can kill you with his golden balls." At this moment, a cold voice sounded behind them. "What are you two arguing about?" Zhang Qiulin shuddered with fear, turned her head stiffly, and said in a trembling voice, "Bao, Sister Bao, it was this white-haired guy who came to stir up trouble. He also said that I was a don't want billion. Do you think that a righteous person like me is that kind of person?" "Oh," Fang Bao responded lightly, looked at Sakata Gintoki and said, "I think you are right, ha ha ha." "See," Jin-san said. However, before Sakata Gintoki could be happy for more than 3 seconds, Fang Bao looked at him and said lightly, "But your taste is also very bad. This hair color is not popular now. It's very disappointing." The smile on Sakata Gintoki's face froze instantly, and he was petrified on the spot. "Ha ha ha." Xiaoqi, Lu Linglong and Zhang Qiulin on the side laughed until tears came out, while Zhu Zhuqing, Tokisaki Kirumi and Zhi Jinho covered their mouths and laughed secretly. Fang Bao ignored these people and looked at Xiaoqi and said, "Can I ask, is this tail behind you real, huh?" Xiaoqi didn't expect Fang Bao to ask her this, wiped her tears and said, "Tell me first if it's cool or not, and then I'll answer you." Fang Bao thought for a while and said, "Your idea is better than the guy next door with a wooden sword hanging around his waist. He's really stupid." Hearing this, Xiaoqi covered her stomach and laughed. "Are you here to make me cry?" Fang Bao continued to ask, "Where do you buy this tail? Do you have a women's version? Can you give me a link? The most important thing is it free shipping?" "Ha ha ha, I can't take it anymore. I'm almost dying of laughter." Xiaoqi felt that he had never laughed so hard in his life. This Fang Bao was really funny. Fang Bao looked at Xiaoqi and tilted her head, and said, "What are you laughing at? Can you give me the link first?" "Kayano Dao, no, you bastards, wait a minute." Sakata Gintoki, who had recovered from the petrification, rushed to Fang Bao and yelled, "What qualifications do you have, you idiot, to say that Jin-san is a loser, huh? Where's your own taste, huh? Look at you now, you are wearing men's clothes and your hair is disheveled. People who don't know you would think you are a man, so, where do you get the confidence to say that Jin-san is a loser, huh?" After Fang Bao looked up and down at Sakata Gintoki, she slowly said, "Because you are a fool." These 7 simple words completely broke down our Jin-san. Okay, Fang Bao, you are the first person who dares to talk to Jin-san like this. Don't you know the 18 styles of Wai? If you have the guts, use them on Jin-san now. Jin-san, today I'll let you see Jin-san's 36 styles. Fang Bao blinked at Sakata Gintoki. "How do you know my name is Fang Bao, and I have the 18 styles of Ai? Fuck you, Jin-san, I can't stand it anymore." Xiaoqi, don't hold Jin-san back. Jin-san must show this crazy woman a complete set of 36 styles today. Xiaoqi said with a smile, "When did I hold you back? If you want to come on, hurry up. I'll learn the 54 tests of the two of you by the way." Zhang Qiulin said from the side at this time, "Sister Bao, deal with him. This white-haired guy actually dares to show off in front of you. He is simply tired of living." Bang! Fang Bao punched Zhang Qiulin heavily on the head. "I say again, don't call me Sister Bao, call me Master." After dealing with Zhang Qiulin, Fang Bao turned to Sakata Gintoki and said, "Zhang Qiulin said you were showing off. Did you do that?" Sakata Gintoki glanced at the fallen Zhang Qiulin and laughed. "Ah, showing off? What's that?" "Jin-san, I was just having a loving interaction with you. Ha 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 ha. Feng Bao looked at Suzuki and said, is this person a friend? Suzuki shook her head and said, I don't know such a shameful guy. Feng Bao nodded and said, yeah, I think so too. I suggest you take him to the hospital. I know a doctor who specializes in this. Do you want to? But you have to give me the link to the tale first. Suzuki smiled and said, Pink 60, 9.9 yuan, free shipping, and after sales service. Thank you to book friend Perfect Kashi for the monthly ticket and reward. Thank you to book friend Ao Ling for the monthly ticket. Thank you to book friend Time Traveler Gubisi for the monthly ticket. Thank you to book friend 20240118175800756 for the monthly ticket. Thank you to book friend Protection Fee Slander for the reward. Thanks to book friend XCJ Zion Cajun for the reward. Chapter 92 Sakata Gintoki, Brother-in-Law, I am your brother-in-law. Longhu Mountain, Back Hill. Lu Linglong stared at Sakata Gintoki, now wishing she could punch this idiot to death. Ever since Feng Bao had asked him, are you pretending, he hadn't dared to even fart in front of her the entire time. He acted as cowardly as he could be. She was so angry that she immediately found an excuse to separate from Feng Bao and the others upon arriving here. The more she thought about it, the angrier she became. She couldn't help but curse, Sakata Gintoki, I really shouldn't have let you come over. Aren't you usually very talkative in the group? You can talk about 18+ words like balls and prostate. Why are you like a mouse seeing a cat after seeing Feng Bao? Sakata Gintoki flattered, Sister Linglong, you don't understand this. Jin-san, usually don't quarrel with women, let alone those brainless crazy women. It will only make Jin-san look very uncool. Just tell me, have you seen me, Jin-san, quarreling with you girls in the group since you joined? Jin-san can tell you loudly, no, but Jin-san promises you now, if it's a man, Jin-san will definitely beat him up. Lu Linglong snorted coldly, you'd better do what you say, otherwise I'll beat your dog head up first. Zhi Jinhu looked at Lu Linglong in front of her and suddenly felt a sense of unfamiliarity with her good sister. The previous Lu Linglong was sweet, cute and a little naive. Looking at Lu Linglong now, with her hands on her hips and lashing out in curses, she exuded the image of a fierce queen. She was curious about what she had experienced since joining the chat group to cause such a dramatic change in her personality. Just then, Lu Linglong's biggest fan, Kang Long, appeared in front of her with a gust of wind. Goddess Linglong, long time no see. You're getting more and more beautiful. When will you organize the next gathering for us eccentrics? Just name a time, and Kanglong will take care of the rest. I promise it will be a beautiful event. Fuck you. Sakata Gintoki looked at the other person's servile expression, his forehead veins bulging, and he clenched his fists. Without saying a word, he punched the other person in the head. After beating the other party down with a heavy beating, he was not satisfied and kicked the other party fiercely with his feet, cursing, Fatty, you are not allowed to call me Goddess Linglong. How dare you, a fat pig like you, name yourself a protagonist like Kanglong. Gintoki, I will beat you into a fat maggot now. From now on, you will crawl on the ground like a maggot. Sakata Gintoki stopped only after the other party was breathing more than breathing out. Tui, don't let Gintoki see you near Linglong in the future, otherwise I will beat you every time I see you. Suzuki glanced at Kanglong who was almost beaten to death on the ground, then turned to look at Lu Linglong and said, from what that fat guy said, you are now very familiar with this group of aliens. Lu Linglong smiled and said, I just want to get acquainted with them and see which of them I can manipulate to get some small points for myself. As soon as she finished speaking, a man's voice came from the distance, hey, Linglong's sister, it's so lively here, oh my god, why are there so many annoying flies? However, when Sakata Gintoki turned his head with a dark face and saw who was coming, he instantly put on a smiling face, waved his hand and said with a smile, brother-in-law, here, Suzuki. Lu Linglong and several people beside them twitched their mouths at the same time when they heard this. This guy really dared to say that in front of Feng Xian. Feng Xingtong looked at the man in front of him who had the same white curly hair as herself and said, excuse me, who are you? Sakata Gintoki pulled Feng Xingtong aside, hooked his arm around his shoulder, and whispered, I'm your sister's future man, call me brother-in-law. Feng Xingtong looked at him in disbelief and said, really? Why haven't I heard my sister mention you? Hey, how could your sister tell you about playing adult games with Jin-san? She even pretends not to know me in front of outsiders, but you just need to remember that I'm your brother-in-law. Really? I still don't believe it. On the other side, Feng Xian looked at her brother and the white-haired man acting suspiciously, and asked, Linglong, who is that white-haired guy? Lu Linglong smiled awkwardly and said, he's my friend, but he's a little bit mentally unstable most of the time, so just ignore him. Feng Xian nodded, glanced at Xiaoqi and the others, and said, are the people next to you also here to participate in the Luotian Grand Ceremony? Lu Linglong smiled and said, yes, but I want to say hello to you in advance. The first place in this Luotian Grand Ceremony is mine. You? Feng Xian looked at Lu Linglong for a few times, sneered, and said, then you do your best. Xingtong, let's go. It's time to register. I'm coming, sister, Feng Xingtong responded, and then whispered to Sakata Gintoki, brother-in-law, I'm leaving first. My sister has a strong temper. You have to be more careful in the future. Sakata Gintoki patted the other's shoulder and smiled, brother-in-law, this is what your brother-in-law is best at? Remember to say a few good words for your brother-in-law to your sister. Okay, brother-in-law, see you at the competition. Xiaoqi looked at the beaming Sakata Gintoki and walked up to him and joked, why, have you dealt with your brother-in-law? Sakata Gintoki said with a smug look on his face, Xiaoqi, you can sleep alone tonight. Jin-san, I'm going to experience the adult world. At this time, Tokisaki Kirumi smiled and said, hey, if darling needs a pillow, I can offer myself to you for free. Zhu Zhuqing sneered, do you think it's more comfortable for him to hug me or you, Kirumi? The smile on Tokisaki Kirumi's face froze suddenly. After looking at Zhu Zhuqing, Lu Linglong and Zhi Jinhu respectively, he muttered softly, what's so great about you big-breasted freaks? Lu Linglong looked at everyone and said, everyone, it's almost time. Let's go to the registration place. What surprised Xiaoqi was that this time the Luotian Daijiao did not use a paper lottery method, but changed to a random lottery method on the electronic screen. Are you surprised? Lu Linglong smiled at Xiaoqi's surprise and whispered, because of this bug, my great-grandfather discussed it with the old Taoist priest and slightly altered the rules. This way, we won't face you too soon, of course, we won't meet in the preliminaries. You and I will be automatically placed in the upper and lower half of the bracket during the elimination rounds. It's up to luck for everyone else. I only told my great-grandfather and Huer about you guys, but he'll probably tell the old Taoist priest. Xiaoqi looked at Lu Linglong with a strange expression. You guys are really shady. The subsequent preliminaries draw proved just as Lu Linglong had predicted. They all drew characters who didn't appear in the original novel. Even famous figures like Zhang Chulin, Feng Baobao, Zhang Lingao, Zhu Zhuqing, and Wang Yu were drawn as minor characters. However, I don't know if it was intentional by Lu Jin and the old Taoist priest, but Xiaoqi was scheduled to be the second to appear tomorrow, and the first person to appear before him was Zhang Chulin. Linglong, if Zhang Chulin acts like he does in the original book tomorrow, you just need to read the lines written in my script and you'll be the most beautiful girl in the audience. Lu Linglong was a little excited and a little ashamed when she heard this. She blushed and said, everything else is fine, but can you please not say that last sentence? This is not Alabasta. Everyone knows me. I'm afraid I won't be able to face people after I say it. Xiaoqi looked at her earnestly and said, Linglong, think about Nami. How many points did she get after she gave herself the nickname of the captain of the Yorazuya Pirates, compared to points, what's face? And I don't think that sentence is shameful. It's as classic as those said by your idol. You may feel a little ashamed now, but when you really say it, you will feel great, just like we did in Alabasta. If you really can't save face, then I can only let her say it. If she becomes famous, all the points will be counted on me, huh? Zhi Jinhu was stunned when she heard this, and then shook her head frantically. She had already read the script, and she would never say that sentence, and she didn't need points. Tokisaki Kirumi looked at Zhu Zhuqing curiously and said, do you know what that sentence is? Zhu Zhuqing shook her head, I don't know either, but it shouldn't be a good thing to make the two of them so scared. Tokisaki Kirumi smiled and said, oh, I'm really looking forward to what kind of script darling will write for me in the future. No matter how shameful it is, I will complete it perfectly. You don't even have Gakal Shido there. Wait until you can trigger the task. Zhu Zhuqing rolled her eyes at him, and then suddenly thought of something, and smiled slyly. Why don't you try to kiss Gakal Shiri? Tokisaki Kirumi's expression fell. If she really did that, She would really be a lesbian in Xiaoqi's eyes. How about I have other Pokemon try it? Thinking of this, Tokisaki Kirumi made up her mind to capture other Pokemon when she returned. Her only goal was to capture them, regardless of who is close to whom. If she saw the effect, she would send her clones. Meanwhile, Linglong, who had been struggling for a while, looked at Xiaoqi and said, "For the sake of points, I'm going all out this time. If anyone dares to laugh at me in the future, I'll blow their heads off." Xiaoqi smiled. "That's right. Think about it. You came in first at the Luotian Grand Ceremony and destroyed all the elements. How many points are you going to get?" "Hey," Linglong chuckled, imagining her own bountiful harvest. Zhi Jinhua, watching this scene from the side, sighed silently. No matter how much her good sister changed her personality, her innocent nature would probably never disappear. However, she was now looking forward to tomorrow even more. After tomorrow, Linglong's reputation would surely spread throughout the alien world. Chapter 93 Linglong, come at me head-on. As the other contestants left one after another, Lu Jin, the old Taoist priest, and Bian Jinsong came to Xiaoqi and others and said, "Linglong, take your other friends for a walk first. We will talk to Xiaoqi about something." Linglong looked at her great-grandfather with a vigilant face and said, "Great-grandfather, I advise you not to have any bad thoughts, otherwise you know the consequences. Don't force me." Okay, I've heard these words from you almost 800 times. Lu Jin interrupted his granddaughter in annoyance, looked at Xiaoqi and said, "Xiaoqi, let's go for a walk together." The old Taoist priest and Bian Jinsong beside Lu Jin widened their eyes after hearing this, and looked at each other in disbelief. How could this person have the nerve to say such shameless words? Xiaoqi smiled and said, "Forget about one person leaving. We have a competition tomorrow, so we can have some tea." "Ha ha ha," Lu Jin laughed and said, "Not many young people like to drink tea nowadays. The tea at the Xianxi mansion is pretty good. The old Xianxi is usually very stingy. Let's drink a little more today and chat slowly." "Okay." Xiaoqi nodded, said something to Zhu Zhuqing, and followed Lu Jin and the others to the Xianxi mansion. In the evening, after drinking enough tea, Xiaoqi returned to the accommodation arranged by the old Xianxi for them and found Linglong and the others there. "Xiaoqi, you haven't been bribed by those old men, have you?" Xiaoqi looked at Linglong, who had a nervous face, smiled and said, "Although they offered a very high price for me to give the first place to Zhang Julin, when I thought of our revolutionary friendship and what I promised you, I finally refused with great reluctance. So, Sister Linglong, you can't betray me again in the future." Linglong nodded frantically, patted the bare head on her clothes and said, "Don't worry, I will do whatever you ask me to do in the future. If I, Linglong, break my oath, I will be struck by Zhang Lingaiu's Yin Wulei again." Zhu Zhuqing asked curiously at this time, "What price did they offer?" Xiaoqi smiled and said, "I can make a copy of all the exercises in the Xianxi mansion, and then sell them to the mall in exchange for points." The people present took a breath of cold air when they heard this. They didn't expect the old Xianxi to be so generous. It would not be a problem to sell these exercises for tens of thousands or even more than 100,000. Linglong was so moved that her eyes were filled with tears. "Wow, Xiaoqi, you are so nice. If I draw anything you need in the future, I will definitely sell it to you at a super low price." But the expression on her face was immediately replaced by anger. "My great-grandfather is really a piece of shit. He would rather help outsiders than help his granddaughter. I'm going to beat him up." Xiaoqi grabbed Linglong's collar and said unhappily, "Save it. This matter has nothing to do with your great-grandfather. I also told them that there is no need to do these nonsense. Let outsiders say whatever they want. If you really feel unhappy, just beat them up and shut them up. On the contrary, your cute and silly look before was pretty good. Why did you imitate that woman Nami?" Linglong smiled and said, "Then I will continue to be a cute and silly little sister in the future." Xiaoqi smiled, looked at everyone and said, "Where's Jin-san? Where did he go?" Zhu Zhuqing said with disdain, "He took some money from Linglong and went out to drink and have fun. He said he won't be back tonight. Do you want to go and have some fun too?" Xiaoqi was frightened and said quickly, "I'm not interested in that. My hobby is cultivation. I'll go practice for a while first. You guys have a good rest. During the competition tomorrow morning, we will observe Quanxing's people. Once confirmed, we will find a chance to get rid of a few of them to get some points, After Xiaoqi left, Tokisaki Kirumi looked at Zhu Zhuqing, smiled and said, "Hey, how about the two of us go to sleep with darling tonight?" Zhu Zhuqing rolled her eyes at the other party. "You and I will be in the same room tonight. You can't go anywhere, that's really a pity." The next morning, when Xiaoqi and others were preparing to leave for the competition venue, Sakata Gintoki appeared in front of everyone with a pair of big dark circles under his eyes and looked listless. Burp. Sakata Gintoki burped, then hooked his arm around Xiaoqi's shoulder and said, "Xiaoqi, the people here really know how to have fun. Next time, let's go together. I can't handle this alone, Jin-sen. Also, the alcohol here is really strong. I can't hold on any longer, Jin-san. I'm going to sleep now. You guys, keep up the good work today." With that, Sakata Gintoki collapsed to the ground and slept soundly. Thus, the first contestant eliminated from the Luotian Grand Ceremony was declared. This scene infuriated Lu Linglong so much that she nearly tore him apart right there. Lu Linglong, swear here that if you let something like this come here again, Hua and I will be struck by lightning. Zhi Jinhua? ? So, why did you bring me along? And can't you try something different? By the time Xiaoqi and her companions, delayed by Sakata Gintoki, arrived, a considerable number of aliens had already gathered. All of today's preliminaries would be held in this single venue. Lu Linglong glanced around and said, "There are too many people here. I can't tell who among them is Quanxing in disguise." Xiaoqi smiled and said, "Forget it if we can't find him. Why don't we go ask their acting leader tonight? Let's watch the matches first." In the first match, Zhang Qiulin appeared just like in the novel. Even Xiaoqi couldn't help but admire his ability to act and put on a show. Unfortunately, this time, his limelight would soon be completely stolen by Lu Linglong. "Please, enter the arena for the second match." Xiaoqi turned to look at Lu Linglong and smiled, "I'll be leaving first. When I call you later, you must perform well and don't let me down." Lu Linglong nodded resolutely. For the sake of points, she was going all out today. Second match, begin now. As the referee finished speaking, Xiaoqi ignored the three opponents in front of her and flew straight into the sky. His move left his three opponents and everyone else confused, wondering what his purpose was. "This height should be fine. I'll hold back a little later, and it shouldn't be a problem," Xiaoqi mentally estimated, then cupped her hands together in a calyx shape and placed them at her waist. Kamehameha. Zhang Qiulin, below, turned to Feng Bao and asked, "Sister Bao, what do you think that light spot in his palm is?" "I don't know," Feng Bao shook her head and continued, "but that guy actually lied to me. I checked on Pinduoduo, and there's no such thing as that tail on him. I'm going to bury him when I get the chance." As the blue-white ball of light gathered and Xiaoqi's palm grew larger, Lu Jin, below, suddenly stood up, his expression changing dramatically. He had only seen this move yesterday, and even now, recalling its power still gave him a lingering fear. The old Taoist priest looked at the trembling Lu Jin and asked in confusion, "Old Lu, what's wrong with you?" Lu Jin's voice trembled. "Remember what I told you yesterday about that kid who took me to blow up the mountain? He used the same move you're using now. He said he only used 1/10 of his strength yesterday." "What?" The old Taoist priest jumped up from his chair at this, and Bian Jinsong, standing beside him, was so scared that he almost fell out of his wheelchair. Lu Jin continued, "But I don't think he'll do anything reckless. After all, his girlfriend is here. It's just that we probably can't save this place," the old Taoist priest said angrily. "Can you finish your words in one breath next time?" At this moment, Lu Linglong's voice was heard from the stands. "Everyone in the arena, listen up. If you don't want to die, get out of here now. And everyone in the front rows, too. Get back." However, no one paid any attention to her words, and some even mocked her. Suddenly, someone pointed to the sky and shouted, "Look! What's that?" Everyone looked up to see something like a meteor hurtling toward the center of the field. Only then did the three people in the center and those in the front row begin to flee frantically. As for the referee, he had already fled upon hearing Lu Linglong's shout. He had happened to have seen this group at the Xianxi mansion yesterday. Could someone personally greeted by the old Xianxi be just an ordinary extraordinary being? Would he stay and die if he didn't run? Boom! Following a deafening explosion and the resulting massive mushroom cloud, everyone in the audience could feel the stands beneath them violently shaking. When the mushroom cloud dissipated, everyone stared at the bottomless pit before them, swallowing their saliva. Some of the more timid ones even sat down in fear. Zhang Yulin said tremblingly, Bao, Sister Bao, I think we need to take a long-term view on burying him. Feng Bao looked at Xiaoqi who was flying above the huge pit and nodded, this person's idea is a bit hard, I need to think of a way, everyone be quiet, Xiaoqi shouted at this time. After everyone quieted down and looked at him, he continued, now I announce that I want Lu Linglong to take first place in this Lu Ocean Grand Ceremony. Does any one of you object? Quiet. None of the strong men, including Wang Yi, Zhu Zhuqing, and Zhang Linggao, objected at this time. They were all shocked by the other party's move just now, and they have not recovered until now. Seeing no one objected, Xiaoqi looked at Lu Linglong and said, Linglong, come over and say a few words. Okay, Lu Linglong smiled, took the bamboo dragonfly and flew to Xiaoqi's side. She looked at the people in the audience and said in a sharp tone, the president of the Xiangsha Association, the 10 masters, all the powerful people in the world, even this guy is nothing in my eyes, Lu Linglong, I want to overthrow the heavens and the myriad worlds, every one of you listen to me now. If any one of you feels dissatisfied, Lu Linglong took a deep breath and shouted. Face me head on, thank you Xiaolin Wu for the monthly ticket. Thank you to passers-by who like the novel for the reward. Chapter 94 Feng Bao, don't panic, I have a way to defeat Xiaoqi. Lu Linglong's words echoed through the ears of everyone present and those watching the live stream. Some were shocked, some awed, some were dismayed, and of course, some were bewildered. Lu Jin stared at his granddaughter, her mouth hanging open, not knowing what to say. He'd never imagined she'd utter such shameful words as confront me head-on. He could already imagine that within a day, his granddaughter would become completely famous throughout the alien world, bringing fame with her to the Lu family. Zhu Zhuqing stared at Lu Linglong in astonishment. For a girl to say such a thing in front of so many people, it must have taken a tremendous amount of courage. She certainly couldn't do it. Takisaki Kirumi fixed her gaze on Xiaoqi, licked her lips, and said, confront me head-on, so that's the tone darling likes. Meanwhile, Zhang Yulin, feeling completely overshadowed, was starting to feel a bit annoyed. Fuck, why didn't I realize before that this girl Lu Linglong is even more pretentious than me? The previous words are fine, but what does the last sentence mean? Isn't she afraid that everyone will come at her from the front together? Feng Bao on the side said lightly, she has the capital to pretend. If you feel unhappy, you can try to come at her from the front. Zhang Yulin looked at Xiaoqi and the huge pit below him, swallowed his saliva and muttered softly, forget it, if you want to come, you will come from behind. Feng Bao patted his shoulder and said, don't panic, I already have a way to deal with him. I will get rid of him before you confront him. Hearing this, Susan and Susie looked nervous and advised, Bao, you can't do anything rash this time. This person is not ordinary strong, Feng Bao said calmly, it's okay. If I can't deal with it hard, I will try soft. On the other side, Feng Xingtong, who was somewhere in the audience stands, looked at his elder sister Feng Xian and said excitedly, sister, my brother-in-law said that this person is his best friend. After you get married to my brother-in-law, the reputation of our Feng family will also rise. Feng Xian punched him on the head in annoyance. How many times have I said that? I don't know that white-haired man from yesterday at all. If you dare to talk nonsense again, I will beat you to death. Feng Xingtong covered her head and said aggrievedly, my brother-in-law said the same thing to me yesterday. My brother-in-law made a mistake that every man in the world would make, but he already knows he was wrong. Just forgive him. Feng Xian's forehead bulged with blue veins. Fuck you, I'll go find your brother-in-law later. Bah, I'll go find that white-haired man and confront him face to face. At this moment, someone in the audience stands shouted, what is this? Are you treating us aliens as fools? In an instant, everyone, including Xiaoqi and Lu Linglong, focused their attention on the man who made the sound, and started talking. Who's this idiot? He dares to talk nonsense at a time like this. Isn't he afraid of death? SHH, keep your voice down. This guy is Wang Bing, the great-grandson of Wang Ai, one of the 10 lords. Tisk, he's not one of the 10 lords himself, so what's there to be afraid of? But we're going to see something interesting. Xiaoqi also recognized the man's identity at this moment. He didn't bother to say a word to this kind of person, and simply launched his Kamehameha at him again. Fuck. This guy must be a lunatic. He just attacked without saying a word. Is this the time to discuss this? Run. If he fires another shot, everyone on our side will be dead. Why did Wang Bing, that idiot, Mess with this evil guy? He's going to get us killed this time. As long as I survive, I'll beat Wangbing every time I see him. What's wrong with him being the grandson of the 10 lords? He's just an idiot. Instantly, the people in the stands around Wangbing ran away, cursing him. As for Wangbing, he was so frightened that he collapsed on the ground, not daring to say a word. Seeing the commotion below grow, the old Taoist priest called out, "Xiaoqi, just scare him. No need to actually fight him." Xiaoqi nodded and retracted the energy ball. His goal today was merely to intimidate him. If he truly wanted to kill him, it wouldn't be now. Linglong called out, Linglong, will definitely take first place this time. However, I'm a very particular person. In the next match, I'll defeat my opponent head-on. You're so particular, everyone grumbled inwardly. They'd sent such a powerful figure to warn us, and even talked about fighting you head-on. If we dared to do that, we'd be blasted to dust by that man. His behavior was even worse than Zhang Chulin's earlier. Her next 3 opponents had already decided to forfeit. They couldn't afford to mess with this bitch. No, more accurately, they couldn't afford to mess with a powerful figure beside her. The old Taoist priest laughed and said, "You two have really opened my eyes today. Okay, go down quickly after making enough noise. There are other competitions to go on. Please ask the contestants in the back to move to other venues to continue the competition. That's it. Oh, by the way, Xiaoqi, remember to find something to fill this hole later." Xiaoqi smiled and said, "Okay, what the old Taoist priest told us to do must be completed." When Xiaoqi and Linglong returned to Zhu Zhuqing, Kisaki Kurumi and Zhi Jinhua, Linglong looked at the 3 women with a proud face and said, "How about it? Was my performance just now very cool? Actually, I was a little nervous before I said that, but after I said it, I felt very refreshed." The 3 women looked at her with weird eyes. Zhu Zhuqing said, "Linglong, take a look at the group first. Everyone seems to have something to say to you." Linglong smiled and said, "Oh, okay. I guess everyone must have been amazed by what I said just now." Linglong, "Everyone, how was my performance just now?" Himejima Akino, "Oh, what a bold statement." Nami, "Haha, face you head on, how dare you say that?" Kuroba Kato, "Linglong, we all understand the meaning, but coming from a girl like you, it feels a little distorted." Kashiwazaki Sina, Linglong, "Linglong's sister, I just imitated you and said that in class, and everyone looked at me strangely." Nami, Kashiwazaki Sina, "Don't imitate such inappropriate things." Linglong, "Do you believe that if that white-haired guy saw this, he would definitely say something like face you from behind or face you from the side?" Xiaoqi, Nami, "Forget it. People who can twist this sentence into a wrong way are the most inappropriate." Linglong, "Ignore her." Linglong, Nami, "If you have the guts, face me head-on." Nami, Fine, just follow the guy. You'll cry someday." Linglong, "A little bit." Sakuragi Hanamichi, Linglong, "Big sister, I think you said it very well. I'll use this sentence next time I beat everyone down." Linglong, "Sakuragi has good taste." Namikaze Minato, "Putting aside other things, it's really not bad in terms of momentum." Aizen Sosuke, Linglong, "Next time I can also tailor some lines for you." Linglong, "Okay, thank you, idol." Linglong, "Everyone, we're going to the competition first. We'll talk later." When Xiaoqi and Linglong were on their way to another venue, the group of aliens walking in front of them would consciously make way for them, and even a large area near where they were sitting was left empty. As the preliminaries resumed, it was Xiaoqi's turn to play the third person, Zhi Jinhua. However, just as she was about to go on stage, her 3 opponents chose to forfeit at the same time. The same situation later occurred with Zhu Zhuqing and Kisaki Kurumi. Now no one would mess with these people, who knows what kind of trouble they might make. After all the preliminaries were over, those aliens who had been eliminated did not rush to leave. They were all waiting to see the results of the elimination draw to see which unlucky ones would run into Linglong's people next. Taking advantage of the interval before the elimination draw began, those aliens who were familiar with Linglong came to her side, including Zhang Chulin, Feng Baobao and others. Xiaoqi looked at Feng Baobao, who was standing in front of her and staring at her intently, and said, "What are you complaining about?" Feng Baobao said lightly, "The tail link is not on Pink 60. Xiaoqi was choked by Feng Baobao's question. After a long while, she said, Do you think it is possible that the merchant has sold out and hasn't had time to restock? Then I'll go and have a look in a few days. Feng Bao nodded, and then immediately changed the subject. Although your idea is a bit tough, I have thought of a way to deal with you. Xiaoqi immediately became interested and asked curiously, what method? Feng Bao said seriously, use my 19th style. I just thought of it, huh? Xiaoqi looked at Feng Bao with a confused look on his face and said, can you tell me first, is your 19th style serious? Feng Bao nodded and said, don't worry, it's a serious one. On the other side, Zhang Julin whispered to Linglong, Sister Linglong, tell me honestly, what is the relationship between you and that first man? If I face you in the next elimination round, will he come at me too? Linglong smiled and said, except to the rest of us are his people, so I advise you to give up your plan to get the first place this time. Damn it, Zhang Julin exclaimed, glanced at Xiaoqi, and silently shed tears. Feng Xingtong looked around and asked, Sister Linglong, where's my brother-in-law? Bang! As soon as he finished speaking, Feng Xian punched him on the head again, then looked at Linglong and said, tell that white-haired guy to get out. I want to ask him what he said to my silly brother. Linglong smiled awkwardly, he's not here. If you want to find him, I can take you to him after the drawing is over. Okay, I'll skin him alive. Feng Xian nodded, then leaned close to Linglong's ear and whispered, Linglong, tell me honestly, have you ever been hit by him head-on? Chapter 95 Kaioken. Look, the draw for the elimination round is about to begin. With that shout, everyone's eyes turned to the big screen. Xiaoqi, free of Feng Bao's entanglement, looked at Linglong, whose face flushed red. Curiously, Linglong, what's wrong with your face? No, it's nothing, Linglong whispered, her head lowered. Feng Xian's words were still ringing in her ears. She couldn't handle it. The elimination round draw results were soon revealed to everyone, but when they saw the upcoming match schedule, they all turned their gazes towards Linglong, their faces filled with amusement. Linglong's face flushed even more, this time not from shyness but from anger. She had indeed been placed in the top half of the elimination round, but her first round opponent was Xiaoqi. If that were all, she wouldn't be so angry, but her next opponent is the winner of the match between Zhu Zhuqing and Takisaki Kurumi. After that, her next opponent will most likely be two of Zhu Zhuqing, Wang Yi, and Zhang Lingayu. This is going to be a real rip-off. Meanwhile, Zhang Julin, who's in the bottom half of the bracket, has it much easier. He's practically guaranteed a spot on the finals. Her chest heaving with anger, she looked at Xiaoqi and said, since those old idiots are so unsportsmanlike, why don't we just call it quits and blow up Longhu Mountain? As she finished speaking, the faces of the otherworldly beings around her changed. Zhang Julin even looked at Xiaoqi and asked directly, brother, can you really do that? Xiaoqi smiled and said, even blowing up the earth wouldn't be a problem. Zhang Julin laughed awkwardly, brother, don't joke with me like that right now, he's serious. Just then, the old Taoist priest, Lu Jin, and the others arrived, followed by Zhang Lingayu, Wang Yi, and Zhu Zhuqing. With the old Taoist priest's endorsement, these people couldn't help but believe it even if they wanted to. They looked at Xiaoqi more like they were looking at a monster. Only Feng Bao whispered to the side, it seems that the 19 styles of Oi alone are not enough. I have to think of a few more moves. The old Taoist priest looked at Xiaoqi and smiled, Xiaoqi, actually what you said yesterday makes sense, but the alien world has its own rules. We can't act as casually as you do, but I can promise you that no matter whether Linglong can get first place this time, I will give you the things I promised you yesterday. You two can divide them up then. Lu Jin looked at his granddaughter and said, Linglong, the result of this draw cannot be changed. If you get first place by your own ability, I, as your grandfather, have nothing to say. I can even sell you anything you want, but don't worry, the old Taoist priest and I will not interfere with the other thing you are going to do. You can make as much trouble as you want. Linglong sneered and said, Grandpa, do you think I will be afraid if you guys confront me head-on? Since you offered this price, then I will seriously play with you. Just wait, whether it's the first place or other things, I want them all, Lu Jin said angrily. Don't say that again in the future. How can a girl talk about this all the time? Which bastard taught you that? Tell him to come here, or I will beat him to death. Report to Grandpa Lu. Linglong was taught these words by a woman named Nami, but don't worry, I have just told Linglong not to play with her in the future. Upon hearing this, Zhu Zhuqing, Takisaki Kirumi and Zhi Jinho twitched their mouths. Their speed of shifting the blame was unparalleled. Nami, who was watching the live broadcast, cursed at Xiaoqi in the chat group. Lu Jin patted Xiaoqi's shoulder and said, "Xiaoqi, please take good care of my granddaughter in the future. Don't let her hang out with those messy people." Xiaoqi nodded and said seriously, "I promise to complete the task." After the old Taoist priest and Lu Jin left, Zhang Chulin immediately hooked his arm around Xiaoqi's shoulder and said flatteringly, "Brother, are you still in need of a younger brother? I think I can follow you in the future. If Linglong makes it to the finals, I will just admit defeat." Bang bang, Fang Bao knocked Zhang Chulin down with a few punches and said, "Do you think there is a hole in you? Now that you are my slave, you should be honest." "Okay, I know, Sister Baor." Zhang Lingai looked at Xiaoqi and said, "I know I am not your opponent, but if I have the chance, I would like to compete with you to see how big the gap is." Xiaoqi nodded, "Okay, I will find you then and let you meet someone by the way." After chatting with a few people here for a while, Xiaoqi and the others returned to their own residence. They were accompanied by Feng Xian and Feng Xingtuang, a brother and sister. When Feng Xian saw Sakata Gintoki still sleeping soundly on the ground, she went up to him and beat him up without saying a word. "Yaner, Ginseng was wrong. Ginseng shouldn't have gone out to have fun. Are you sick? I don't even know you. It's none of my business if you go out to fool around. Yaner, have you forgotten that night? Although it was short, Ginseng has always remembered it in his heart. Can you have some shame? If you dare to say another word of nonsense, believe it or not, I will cut you into pieces now." Half an hour later, Feng Xian came to Xiaoqi and others with Sakata Gintoki, who had a big bump on his head, and said, "I'm going to borrow this guy for a while. I don't believe I can't deal with him." Xiaoqi smiled and said, "Do whatever you want, just don't hurt him." After Feng Xian and Feng Xingtong, the brother and sister, left, Xiaoqi looked at Lu Linglong and said, "You've just said something harsh. What are you going to do next?" Lu Linglong smiled and said, "I'm going to put all my points into the lottery. I can probably draw about 50 times. If I'm lucky and draw some useful skills, I'll beat these people to death. If I'm unlucky and can't draw anything good, I'll ask Zhuqing to give me a few skill cards to get by. I'll return the points to her after this mission." Xiaoqi nodded and said, "Okay, then you draw." "We'll watch," Lu Linglong said a little embarrassedly. "Well, I need to perform a ritual before the draw. It'll be a bit inconvenient for you guys here." "I'll be fine with her." Zhu Zhuqing glanced at Xiaoqi. This person always used this ritual before the draw, but it never really worked. Xiaoqi said with a smile, "I didn't expect we're quite alike." "Then you go prepare. I'll go practice for a while. We'll go catch Gongqing together tonight." 2 hours later, just as Xiaoqi had almost forgotten about Lu Linglong's draw, a series of lottery reminders suddenly rang out in the chat group. Promotion: congratulations to Lu Linglong for achieving 515 points. Promotion: congratulations to Lu Linglong for obtaining a Flow Invisibility skill card, the same superpower as Tamori now. Kai Ken, Xiaoqi, upon seeing this prompt, was so excited that she nearly blew up the gravity room. She quickly retracted the room and flew back to her residence. Returning, Xiaoqi approached Lu Linglong's room, pushed open the door, and asked, "Linglong, can you sell Kai Ken to me?" "Oh my god, what are you two doing?" Xiaoqi, standing outside the room, froze in his tracks as he watched the two women hugging each other in bikinis. He hadn't expected Lu Linglong and Zhi Jinho to have such a hobby. The original novel didn't even mention it. Lu Linglong and Zhi Jinho, inside, were equally stunned. The three of them just stared at each other. "Well, how about I wait until you two are done before coming over? Don't worry, I promise I won't tell anyone about what happened today." Just as Xiaoqi was about to close the door, Lu Linglong and Zhi Jinho came forward at the same time and pulled him into the room, then quickly closed the door. "Xiaoqi, things are not what you see, and Hua and I are not what you think. Don't think too much. Linglong and I are not in that kind of relationship. Both of us are very normal." Xiaoqi looked at the two panicked women, with an expression that said, "I understand, Linglong, Hua, actually, lesbianism is not a shameful thing. I personally don't have any special opinions about you." Hearing this, Lu Linglong and Zhi Jinho became even more anxious. The two women explained to Xiaoqi one after another. If this matter was not explained clearly, they would not be able to live as human beings in the future. After hearing what happened, Xiaoqi looked at Lu Linglong and Zhi Jinhu with a strange expression and said, "So, the ceremony you just mentioned is to let Hua help you wash your body clean and smell good, and then wear a bikini to draw a lottery, and finally hug Hua because you are excited about winning the good things." Lu Linglong nodded and said, "Yes, that's what you summarized. If Hua and I really want to do something, at least lock the door first, right?" "It seems so." Xiaoqi nodded, then looked at the two women and joked, "Are you two going to keep talking to me with a teddy bear and a kitten on your shoulders?" Lu Linglong and Zhi Jinhu blushed at the same time when they heard it. There was nothing wrong with a bikini, as they wore it when they went to the swimming pool or the beach in the summer, but it was a bit embarrassing to have a pattern on their underwear now. "You go out first. Hua and I need to get dressed." A minute later, when Xiaoqi re-entered the room, before she could say anything, Lu Linglong spoke first. "I know you want the Kaioken. I just checked the price. This thing sells for about the same as a Tencent in the mall. I told you before that if I draw what you need, I'll sell it to you at a super low price." "How about 80,000 points?" Xiaoqi said without hesitation. "Of course. I'll pay the transaction fee. Also, if you want something from me in the future, I'll sell it to you at the lowest price." Lu Linglong smiled. "Okay. Our revolutionary friendship will last forever." Xiaoqi smiled back. "Of course. Thanks to book friend Perfect Casita for the monthly ticket. Thanks to book friend 20240829124526975 for the monthly ticket. Thanks to book friend The Origin of the End for the monthly ticket. Thanks to book friend 20230109010345743 for the monthly ticket. If you are listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means it was downloaded and re-uploaded without effort. We warmly invite you to visit our channel, Fanfic World. There you will find the original version of this story and many other novels of various genres. We look forward to seeing you dive into a world of incredible novels. Chapter 96 Nami, you just tricked me before, but now you want to kill me, right? Xiaoqi felt a surge of excitement as he gazed at the Kaioken skill card in his hand. This card was his strongest support move before transforming into Super Saiyan. After learning the Kaioken with a single click, Xiaoqi thanked Lu Linglong and Zhi Jinhu and left. He was eager to try out his new moves, but before leaving, he went to find Zhu Zhuqing. "Zhuqing, come with me to debug." The two reached a deserted area, and Xiaoqi immediately unleashed a double Kaioken. From now on, he would use Senzu Beans and the Kaioken to debug himself. For the next few days, Xiaoqi would push the Kaioken to the maximum limit he could withstand, training himself to death, and then having Zhu Zhuqing feed him Senzu Beans. After repeating this 4 times in a row, Xiaoqi paused, feeling that the effect of this near-death strength was much less than the previous 3 times. "Zhuqing, how many Senzu Beans do we have left?" Zhu Zhuqing glanced at the bag and said, "We've only got 3 left." Xiaoqi nodded. "Give me 1 more. I'll go test it in the gravity room, and then we'll go back." 20 minutes later, when Xiaoqi emerged from the gravity room, Zhu Zhuqing approached and asked curiously, "How's it going?" Xiaoqi smiled and said, "I can currently withstand 200 times the gravity, and 20 times the Kaioken. If I push myself to the limit, it should be even higher." Zhu Zhuqing asked excitedly, "Are you about to become a Super Saiyan?" Xiaoqi pondered this question. In the original novel, Kakarot's normal combat power upon arriving on Namek was around 90,000, and the gravity he could withstand at that time was 100 times. However, a Saiyan's combat power can't be calculated using simple multiplication, and he didn't know how to calculate his current combat power. Xiaoqi suddenly remembered Vegeta's conditions for becoming a Super Saiyan. Dragon Ball Z clearly states that Vegeta's final training session in the gravity chamber before transforming into Super Saiyan involved a gravity of 300 times. It was during this training session that anger towards himself awakened the Super Saiyan within him. The minimum requirement for becoming a Super Saiyan is a normal combat power of at least 3 million, so his current normal combat power should be over 1 million. Xiaoqi, thinking of this, looked at Zhu Zhuqing and said, "It shouldn't be long. Once I've adapted to the 300 times gravity, I'll need a trigger to transform into Super Saiyan." Xiaoqi's heart raced with excitement at the thought. He was getting closer and closer to becoming a Super Saiyan. A trigger, Zhu Zhuqing's expression grew strange upon hearing this. Could that trigger be a sacrifice by me or Vivi? It's no wonder Zhu Zhuqing had such thoughts. In Dragon Ball Z, Kakarot's first Super Saiyan transformation was achieved through Krillin's sacrifice. When they were chatting in the group chat, other group members would occasionally tease them about their status by saying, Zhu Zhuqing, Wei Wei, is offering sacrifices to the heavens, and her magic power is boundless. Xiaoqi was amused by Zhu Zhuqing's words. She reached out and hugged her, saying, I am a half-blood Saiyan. I don't need to offer sacrifices to the heavens to transform into a Super Saiyan. Don't have such messed up thoughts in the future, okay? I know. I've been teased so much by others that I forgot about it for a moment, Zhu Zhuqing said, looking up at Xiaoqi and saying, I'm looking forward to seeing you transform into a Super Saiyan. It must be very handsome. Xiaoqi smiled and said, don't worry, when I can become a Super Saiyan, I will be the first to show you. But for now, let's go tease those people in the group too. Xiaoqi, at Nami, Goddess Nami, can you do me a favor? Nami, you're being too nice. Tell me, how are you trying to trick me this time? Xiaoqi, what's the point of being a scapegoat? I think there's been some misunderstanding between us. Let's just write it off today, okay? Nami, haha. Tell me what's up first. Xiaoqi, it's actually not a big deal. You just saw Linglong sell me the Kaioken. My fighting power has improved a lot, but I'm stuck at a bottleneck right now. Xiaoqi, so, could you please offer a sacrifice to the heavens? I'll see if that can help me become a Super Saiyan. Xiaoqi, don't worry, your sacrifice won't be in vain. Every time I become a Super Saiyan, I'll remember all that a girl named Nami did for me. Kuroba Kato, please forgive my unkind smile. I used to just offer a scapegoat to Nami, but now I'm directly trying to kill her. Linglong, who asked me why I was laughing suddenly, and I told her, Nami's sacrifice to the heavens will give her boundless magical power. To Kiseki Kurumi, oh, I think it's okay. This way, Nami, you'll always be number one in Darling's heart. Kashiwazaki Sina, I want to see a Super Saiyan, so cool. Namikaze Minato, at Kashiwazaki Sina, I also look golden after turning into Ninetales mode. Kashiwazaki Sina, That's true, but I still think Super Saiyans are more handsome. Yours just glows, but mine just dyes their hair, adds beauty filters, and uses colored contact lenses. Aizen Sosuke, the comparison of their strength is like heaven and earth. Namikaze Minato, I'm in a state of autism. Linglong, at Nami, why are you silent? Himejima Akino, oh, our Miss Nami must be angry. To Kiseki Kurumi, darling, I suggest that the big-breasted freak upstairs be sacrificed to the heavens. Xiaoqi, I don't know her well, her sacrifice is useless. To Kiseki Kurumi, at Himejima Akino, did you hear that? In Beimeo's words, you're just a minor supporting character. Leave the group as soon as possible. Himejima Akino, Alice, then why don't you go and offer sacrifices to the heavens and see if your darling will become a Super Saiyan? To Kiseki Kurumi, haha, if I offer sacrifices to the heavens, the darling won't become a Super Saiyan 1, but directly a Super Saiyan 4. Xiaoqi, not really, at Nami, where are they? Nami, can't you time travel? If you just come over now, I'll offer sacrifices to the heavens right there. Do you dare? Xiaoqi, you think I'd fall for such a low-level provocation? But I do have to come over to see my Vivi before the end of the month. Why don't you offer one to her then? Nami, haha. It's too late. Aizen Sosuke, at Xiaoqi, I saw some interesting abilities during the preliminaries today. Can you get them? Xiaoqi, I've actually thought about that, but these guys value their skills more than their lives. Even if you torture them to death, you might not be able to get them. Kuroba Kato, so, at this time, you need a Kyokushu Jutsu. Namikaze Minato, or the Sharingan. Xiaoqi, although I can't do it myself, have you forgotten that we have Kiseki Kurumi? Xiaoqi, at Aizome Sosuke, I'll do my best to get the things you mentioned. After all, I'm broke right now at Linglong. We'll split it up between us. Linglong, okay. To Kiseki Kurumi, oh well, as expected, at times like this, I'm the one darling needs the most at Himejima Akino. That's the difference between you and me. You're not even worthy of offering sacrifices to darling. Zhu Zhuqing, that's about enough. To Kiseki Kurumi, Zhuqing, Can you please not be like this all the time? She's just an outsider. I'm the one you've slept with, Zhu Zhuqing. Let me correct you. It means someone who has slept in the same room with you, Himejima Akino, at Takesaki Kurumi. I thought it was something else, but it turns out it's just like this. I'm dying of laughter, Takesaki Kurumi. That's still better than you. You don't even have the qualifications to join us. Only that white-haired guy is interested in your body, Xiaoqi. Okay, you two can have a good fight later. Don't argue now. My head is about to hurt, Takesaki Kurumi, at Himejima Akino. Did you hear me? I get annoyed when I see you, Himejima Akino. Oh, what a coincidence. Me too, Xiaoqi, at Linglong. Zhuqing and I are getting ready to come back. We'll go catch Gongqing later, Linglong. Okay. Chapter 97 Kill Gongqing and beat Xiaoqi. Inside Yan Jinsong's room at the Xianxi mansion, Xiaoqi looked at Gongqing and said, "Hello. We suspect you're involved in a missing underage girl case. Please come with us," Linglong, standing beside him, added. "Not only that, we also suspect you of abusing women and the elderly. Come back to the police station with us immediately for investigation." Gongqing stared at the men surrounding him, bewildered. How could he not have known he was involved in these crimes? Behind him, Tian Jinsong, already aware of Gongqing's true identity, sighed and said, "Xiao, thank you for taking care of me these past 3 years." Only then did the observant Gongqing realize his cover had been blown, but he couldn't figure out what the problem was. Escape? No need. He knew the old Xianxi's strength perfectly well, and he wasn't known for his own strength, so escaping was impossible. Resigned to his fate, Gongqing looked at the old Taoist priest and said, "Old Taoist priest, I want to ask you one last thing. When did you discover my identity?" The old Taoist priest shook his head and said, "Old Yan and I never thought that you would be a Guangxing person, and the acting leader of their group. To be honest, we were all surprised the moment we learned of your identity, not you." Gongqing was even more surprised when he heard this. He looked at the two men and women in front of him who were laughing and asked in surprise, "Linglong, did you discover my identity?" He naturally knew that Lu Jin's granddaughter Linglong, but he did not go to watch today's preliminaries, so he did not know the man next to Linglong. Linglong smiled and said, "You're right, acting sect leader Quanxing, Gongqing." Gongqing showed a brief look of surprise upon hearing this, then gave a wry laugh and said, "This really surprises me." "Go ahead." Xiaoqi looked at Takesaki Kurumi and said, "Go ahead, okay, darling." Takesaki Kurumi smiled and, under the astonished gazes of the old heavenly master, Tian Jinsong, Zhi Jinhua, and Gongqing, activated her ability, Kick Emperor. 10 bullets, with 2 gunshots, all the memories in Gongqing's mind were transmitted to Takesaki Kurumi's clone. After finishing all this, Takesaki Kurumi looked at Xiaoqi and said, "Darling, the mission is completed. I'm a little tired now. Can I lean on you for a while?" Zhu Zhuqing grabbed the back of the other person's collar and said, "You can fool the others, but don't we know it?" Xiaoqi looked at Linglong and said, "For the sake of his respect for Mr. Yan, give him a quick death." "Huh?" Linglong was stunned and said, "Aren't you short of points right now? Why give it to me?" Xiaoqi smiled and said, "Although I don't know how much it's worth, it's my way of thanking you and you are." "Okay, don't hesitate, do it." "I understand." Linglong nodded and gave Gongqing a quick death. "Old master, Mr. Yan, I leave this place to you. We'll take our leave first." After Xiaoqi and the others left, Tian Jinsong looked at Gongqing, who was lying in a pool of blood in front of him. He had served him for 3 years and sighed. The old Taoist priest looked at Tian Jinsong and said, "It's been so many years, it's time for you to have a good sleep. With them around, the secrets you have to guard are no longer secrets." Tian Jinsong smiled bitterly. "Yeah, who knows what kind of trouble these little guys will make in our world in the future. I can really sleep peacefully, but you," Tian Jinsong smiled here, "aren't you worried that after they catch Xiaoqi, they will go to Linggao and make a big fuss? You really screw Linglong badly with a drawing of lots this time. The little girl is holding a grudge now." "Ha ha ha." The old Taoist priest's face changed when he heard this. "Oh no, I forgot about it." On the other side, Takesaki Kurumi had told everyone all the memories she got from Gongqing, most of which were the same as they knew, but a few people told Gongqing how they disguised themselves after coming to Longhu Mountain, and now they know it. They are basically a bunch of small shrimps, should be worth many points, Xiaoqi said here, looking at the fat man in the distance, with a sly smile. I really didn't expect that there would be big fish coming to my door. Linglong, I will go and catch points for you. As soon as he finished speaking, his body disappeared from the spot. The next second, Xiaoqi instantly appeared in front of the fat man and knocked him unconscious with a punch, and then tore off the disguise on his face. Linglong looked at Xiaoqi, who had fainted on the ground in the distance, with some pity. That punch to the stomach must have hurt, Tokisaki Kurumi said nonchalantly. It would have been nice if Darling had landed a punch on that cow, too. Zhu Zhuqing looked at Tokisaki Kurumi and asked, when did you give her a new nickname? Tokisaki Kurumi smiled and said, just now. Zhi Jinho said weakly, well, how about we go over and take a look? When Xiaoqi opened her eyes again, the first thing she saw was Zhang Lingayu. The next second, she gasped in pain from the intense pain in her body. However, before she could say anything, she heard a man's cold voice beside her. The former madman of Guangxing, Xiaoqi, the bone-scraping knife, you now have two choices. First, cooperate with us honestly. After the Lu Ocean Grand Ceremony, you can live happily ever after with your lover Zhang Lingayu. I'll guarantee you both, and no one will dare say a word. Second, I'll let you and Zhang Lingayu say goodbye in peace, and then I'll kill you myself. Of course, you can also choose to escape, but you have to be able to do so. Once you do, there's no chance for you and Zhang Lingayu to be together again. Zhang Lingayu's mouth twitched at this. When the group suddenly found him with Xiaoqi and then revealed everything between him and Xiaoqi to him, he felt both bewildered and devastated. Later, Xiaoqi also gave him two choices. First, he could kill Xiaoqi on the spot, or he could persuade Xiaoqi and provide the information they wanted. His initial reaction was that Xiaoqi's death had nothing to do with him, but the words were on the tip of his tongue, and he couldn't say them. He had complicated feelings for Xiaoqi. But what he didn't expect was that after a brief moment of hesitation, Xiaoqi, unsportsmanlike, attacked him, scolding him for being indecisive and timid. Fortunately, Linglong intervened and saved him, revealing some of their story and Xiaoqi's dark secrets. Xiaoqi then said again, Xiaoqi, my patience is limited. I need to avenge her later. Zhi Jinho was stunned. She knew some of the events in the original novel, but she hadn't experienced them yet, so talking about revenge felt a bit strange. Xiaoqi looked at the other party, smiled and said, we are friends now. If those bastards dare to do this to you, I will naturally not let them go. Zhi Jinho nodded woodenly. Well, thank you. Zhang Lingayu looked at Xiaoqi and said, can I talk to her alone for a few words first? Xiaoqi nodded and said, okay, just do it for the old master's sake, but don't make us wait too long. 15 minutes later, Zhang Lingayu called Xiaoqi and others into the room, and Xiaoqi told them everything she knew in Guangxing. Xiaoqi nodded after listening. I'm curious about one thing. Why are you here? If you were hiding somewhere on Longhu Mountain, it would take me some time to find you. Xiaoqi gave a wry smile and looked at Zhang Lingayu. It's because of him, and because of the appearance of you all. She had been watching the preliminaries from the stands today, and after seeing Xiaoqi's display of strength, she had become wary of him. Just as she came here to check on Zhang Lingayu, she happened to see Xiaoqi and the others coming out of Yan Jinsong's area. The Quanxing executives knew that Gongqing was undercover here, so she secretly followed them. Xiaoqi thought her disguise wouldn't arouse their suspicion, but she was discovered and punched. Xiaoqi smiled and said, actually, I wasn't sure what you would look like in disguise before, but I found out after I got Gongqing's memories from him. Also, let me tell you that Gongqing is dead, and I will deal with those people in Guangxing one by one. Now that you have told us all this, I guess you won't be returning to Guangxing in the future. You and Zhang Lingayu will follow Linglong from now on. She will protect you. What a joke. Zhang Lingayu became anxious after hearing this, and looked at Xiaoqi and said, I can't beat you, and I'm convinced, but I, Zhang Lingayu, can't afford to lose face by listening to a little girl like Linglong. Linglong was immediately angry. Zhang Lingayu, I gave you face, right? Do you think the Linglong standing in front of you now is still the Linglong who was hit by your Yin Wulei and couldn't get up? I tell you, I can be a cute kid in front of Xiaoqi, but in front of you, you have to call me sister from now on. Also, I advise you not to mess with me, otherwise I'll get angry and let Xiaoqi blow up your Longhu Mountain. Zhang Lingayu said angrily. Linglong, can you change your rhetoric? All you do all day is blow this and that up. Unless you can defeat me at the Luotian Grand Ceremony, forget it, Lu Linglong said with disdain. To deal with you, I only need one hand. I'm super strong now, okay, ha ha ha. Xiaoqi looked at the two people arguing with each other and suddenly laughed out loud. Then she looked at Lu Linglong and said, then please protect me and Lingayu from now on, Lu Linglong. Lu Linglong snorted coldly and said, that's better. It's worth it for me to save your life, Zhang Lingayu said angrily. Xiaoqi, what are you talking about? As for this little girl, I will definitely defeat her when we meet in the elimination round. Xiaoqi looked at her beloved in front of her and said with a smile, you are still so stupid. No matter what you did in the past, you will never be able to beat Lu Linglong in the future. Chapter 98 Merry Christmas, one more chapter. After leaving Zhang Lingayu's place, Lu Linglong looked at Su Xiaoqi and said, Su Xiaoqi, if you give all your points to me again, I'll feel embarrassed. We agreed that revolutionary friendship will last forever, and I can't earn all the points by myself. Next, kill more people from Guangxing to earn some points for yourself, or I'll give you some points back. Su Xiaoqi smiled and said, no need. The value of Kaioken to me can't be measured by points. To be honest, it's me who's taking advantage of you. Tokisaki Kurumi took the opportunity to say, darling, if you need points in the future, just tell me. I can give you all mine, Zhu Zhuqing said angrily, you don't even have 10,000 points on you right now. What's the use of that? Tokisaki Kurumi looked at Zhu Zhuqing and said, Zhuqing, can you please stop always undermining me? The big cow is our common enemy, Zhu Zhuqing said with a smile. She is your enemy, right? Besides, with your personality, if I let you act too recklessly, who knows what you might do secretly? After all, you are known as the worst elf. Tokisaki Kurumi smiled and said, that depends on who you are dealing with. I do treat other people like this, but I won't treat you, especially darling. I will have to rely on darling to kill that Takemiya for me in the future, Su Xiaoqi said. Then do you want to join me in killing Guangxing's people now? It's a good opportunity for you to replenish some spiritual power. Before Tokisaki Kurumi could speak, Zhu Zhuqing beside her said, you and Hua go. We will go back and rest first. Remember to come back early. Lu Linglong looked at Zhi Jinhu and smiled. Hua, do whatever you want to vent your anger. Don't show mercy to those people, I understand. Zhi Jinhu nodded. Although she still felt a little strange in her heart, she was extremely angry when she thought of what Lu Linglong had told her before about how those people treated her in the original book. Su Xiaoqi handed the bamboo dragonfly to Zhi Jinhu and said, Hua, you are more familiar with this place than I am. I'll trouble you to lead the way, okay? Zhi Jinhu took the bamboo dragonfly and flew towards the foot of Longhu Mountain with Su Xiaoqi. When the two reached the foot of Longhu Mountain, Zhi Jinhu looked at the wooden houses below and said, according to Gongqing's memories and Xiaoqi's intelligence analysis, this should be where the Guangxing people are staying. Su Xiaoqi nodded, and after landing on the ground with Zhi Jinhu, they found a place to hide. Hua, wait for me for a moment. I'm going to go to under one person to see what the people who bullied you look like. It's been so long, I've forgotten them. 10 minutes later, Su Xiaoqi looked at Zhi Jinhu and said, Hua, I've memorized what those idiots look like. I'm going to catch them now. Wait here, Zhi Jinhu nodded and said, be careful. As soon as she finished speaking, she realized her words were stupid. With Su Xiaoqi's strength, there was no need to be cautious. Instead, it was the Guangxing people who would be in trouble. Su Xiaoqi smiled at Zhi Jinhu and then flew forward. As bursts of explosions and screams rang out, Zhi Jinhu saw that human figures were thrown not far in front of her like garbage. Each of them was now wailing in pain on the ground. Zhi Jinhu could clearly see obvious indentations on all their bodies. When Su Xiaoqi appeared in front of her with a fat man wearing a gold chain in his hand, Zhi Jinhu rushed to him impatiently. Hua, this idiot in my hand is the one who bullied you the most. Except for 2 people who were accidentally beaten to death by me, all the others who participated in bullying you and Linglong are here. Tell me, how do you want them to die? How about just killing them? Zhi Jinhu asked tentatively. Su Xiaoqi sighed when she heard this. Zhi Jinhu had a good brain, but her character was a little too weak. After killing all the Guangxing members on the ground, Su Xiaoqi threw the unconscious fat man to the ground, then took out a knife and stabbed him directly in the back of his hand. The intense pain instantly woke him up, and he let out a heartbreaking scream and begged for mercy. Xiaoqi ignored him and looked at Zhi Jinhua and said, "Hooer, did Linglong tell you how this idiot tortured you?" Zhi Jinhua nodded. "I know, you're talking nonsense. I don't even know you, let alone torture you." Xiaoqi looked at the fat man on the ground and sneered, "You don't need to know so much. After I try everything I did to Hooer on you one by one, maybe you will remember." Xiaoqi then began his one-sided torture. In the original novel, this bastard used a thin steel needle to pierce the back of Zhi Jinhua's hand and nailed it to the ground. Now, Xiaoqi used the knife to pierce both of his hands one by one. Then, she stepped on his back and plucked out all his hair with her hands, finally breaking his legs. Xiaoqi was so cruel, partly to vent her anger on Zhi Jinhua, and partly because the fat man didn't deserve any sympathy. The scene where he tortured Zhi Jinhua in the original novel was so frustrating. He remembered that when he saw this scene, the entire screen was filled with comments about the bastard. Please be kind and let me die." Xiaoqi looked at Zhi Jinhua and said, "Hooer, have you come down? If not, I'm trying to find a way to remove the parts of his body." Zhi Jinhua looked at Xiaoqi in front of her and suddenly covered her face and cried. Linglong only told her how the fat man tortured her in the original novel, but not her own situation. But Zhi Jinhua knew that her character was a bit weak, and she would definitely do something shameful in that situation, but now the man in front of her had avenged her. Zhi Jinhua's cry made Xiaoqi feel helpless. He even suspected that his method was too cruel and frightened this weak girl. Thinking of this, Xiaoqi picked up the fat man on the ground and threw him into the sky. Then he raised his hand and fired a Kigen bullet to blow him into pieces. Xiaoqi looked at Zhi Jinhua and said embarrassedly, "I'm sorry, I forgot that you girls can't accept such cruel scenes." Zhi Jinhua wiped her tears with her hand and said, "Thank you, Xiaoqi." Xiaoqi smiled and said, "What's there to thank me for between friends, but Hooer, as a friend, I want to remind you that you really need to change your character, otherwise it will be easy to suffer a big loss." Zhi Jinhua nodded heavily. "I will try my best to make myself strong and will not embarrass Linglong and you in the future." Xiaoqi smiled and said, "I believe you can do it. We will go back after you recover a little. Otherwise, if they find out that you cried, they will think I did something bad to you." Zhi Jinhua looked at Xiaoqi and smiled sweetly. "If they find out, I will say that you bullied me and see how Zhuqing will deal with you." Xiaoqi said with a smile, "Hooer, I want you to be stronger, not to become a black-bellied person." After returning to their residence, Xiaoqi and Zhi Jinhua said goodnight to each other and went back to their rooms. Linglong looked at Zhi Jinhua, who was smiling at the moment, and said, "Hooer, does it feel good to get revenge? Tell me how Xiaoqi killed them." Zhi Jinhua looked at Linglong and smiled. "Linglong, thank you for letting me meet Xiaoqi. We will always be best sisters. I'm going to take a shower first." Linglong looked at her good sister's back with a confused look on her face, thinking, "What's going on? We just took a shower before dusk, why do we have to take a shower again now?" On the other side, Xiaoqi looked at the empty room and shook her head. Sakata Gintoki hadn't come back yet, and it was estimated that he would probably not come back tonight. I just didn't know if he was hanging out with Feng Xian or somewhere else. The next morning, Linglong greeted everyone happily with a beautiful mood. The Lu Ocean Grand Ceremony's success, the killing of Gong Qing, and the subjugation of Xiaoqi, all combined, earned her a full 100,000 points yesterday. Combined with Xiaoqi's 80,000 points, her points had skyrocketed to second place in the chat group in just one day. Xiaoqi, munching on breakfast, looked at Linglong, flitting around Zhu Zhuqing and Takisaki Kurumi, and asked, "Hooer, how long has this woman been like this?" Zhi Jinhua smiled and said, "Since midnight. Your meal's gone. I'll get you some." Just as Xiaoqi was about to take her meal from Zhi Jinhua, Sakata Gintoki appeared, along with Feng Xian and Feng Xingtuang. Clang! Xiaoqi dropped her bowl in shock at the two men before her. Linglong, who had been acting mad just a moment before, froze in place as if struck by lightning, while Zhu Zhuqing, Takisaki Kurumi, and Zhi Jinhua stared with their mouths and eyes wide open. Xiaoqi pointed tremblingly at Sakata Gintoki and Feng Xian, who were now close together in front of them, and asked in a trembling voice, "What's going on with you two now?" Chapter 99 Sakata Gintoki, Jin-sen, I am now the Silver God. When Xiaoqi posted the news of Sakata Gintoki and Fusayan together in the group chat, everyone was shocked. At first, they thought Xiaoqi was teasing them, but when Linglong started live streaming, everyone fell silent. It was hard for them to imagine that Sakata Gintoki, the man with all the flirtatious words and the lifeless lifestyle they gradually nicknamed White Teddy, was in love. And from the looks of it, it looked like Fusayan was the one paying the price. Who could believe it? Even more unacceptable was, Sakata Gintoki, at Xiaoqi, Jin-san always gives in to you. Otherwise, do you think you'd have a chance of winning over Takakitayo and Vivi-chan? Sakata Gintoki, at Nami, at Linglong, at Takesaki Kurumi, are you guys regretting not winning over Jin-san sooner? But it doesn't matter. You'll always be Jin-san's wings. Jin-san wouldn't give up the forest for a single tree. Sakata Gintoki, at Imejima Akino, at Kashiwazaki Hona, you two are still Jin-san's cutest. If you like Jin-san, don't try to imitate those three women on the third floor. Sakata Gintoki, at Sakuragi Hanamichi, at Kuroba Kato, so what if you can play basketball and steal things? Did you win over Akaji Haruko and Nakamori Aoko? Jin-san, I'm different. Jin-san only needed one day to win over Fusayan. Sakata Gintoki, at Namikaze Minato, at Azoum Sosuke, the fourth Hokage? The king of Heiwako Mundo? No matter how famous you two are, can they surpass Jin-san, the white Yasha? Are you happy with me, Jin-san now? Sakata Gintoki, Jin-san, I'd like to borrow what Linglong said yesterday. Sakata Gintoki, Jin-san, I always treat all girls positively. Wow, everyone exclaimed, wow. Sakata Gintoki is completely over the top now. With just one person, he's already maxed out the hatred of everyone in the chat group. Nami, at Xiaoqi, 10,000 points, go beat up this cocky idiot right now. Sakuragi Hanamichi, big brother, kick his balls in the nuts. Kuroba Kato, I can't stand it anymore, let's get him. Namikaze Minato, this is a truly unexpected development. Aizen Sosuke, haha, interesting. Himejima Akino, oh, I'm even more curious about how these two ended up together. Kashiwazaki Sina, same question, at Xiaoqi, I don't know. Not only do we not know, even Feng Xingtong doesn't know how they suddenly ended up like this. Sakata Gintoki, Xiaoqi, is there even a need to ask? Feng Xian was certainly captivated by Jin-san's charm. Sakata Gintoki, Jin-san, I never engage in those empty talk. Conquering Feng Xian only requires one step to the stomach. Kashiwazaki Sina, one step to the stomach? Is there such an idiom? Haven't I learned it yet? Nami, at Kashiwazaki Sina, be good and don't get caught up in all that. Xiaoqi, wait a minute, I feel like something's amiss. I'll go ask around. Xiaoqi closed the group chat and glanced at the two people walking ahead of them. Then, she turned and asked, Xingtong, tell us what you heard yesterday. The more detailed the better. Feng Xingtong nodded and meticulously recounted what had happened after the three of them returned to their own residence. Feng Xian brought Sakata Gintoki back and took him directly to her room. Immediately, there were sounds of one-sided beatings and Sakata Gintoki's pleas for mercy. After a while, their room suddenly quieted down, but soon began to rage again. This time, however, Sakata Gintoki's plea for mercy was brief. Afterward, the two of them seemed to be communicating in the room, though their voices were too quiet for Feng Xingtong to hear clearly. During dinner, Feng Xian came out to get her dinner, leaving a message saying not to disturb her tonight, no matter what. Then, this morning, the two of them appeared together, intimately in front of him. However, in the middle of the night, Feng Xingtong could faintly hear words like Bei Mao, can you do this? That's it, little Paoke coming from their room. Xiaoqi and the others' expressions turned strange after hearing this. What happened in the middle of the night was likely something like that. Putting aside Sakata Gintoki's one-step win approach, the key point was that Feng Xian had undergone such a sudden change, which meant there was only one possibility. Linglong, at Sakata Gintoki, you bastard, you actually told Feng Xian about the chat group without my permission. Aren't you afraid she might have other plans for you? Linglong, is it you, the person that she's attracted to? She's after the chat group behind you. The Feng family loves to do this kind of thing. Aren't you usually quite smart? Why do you lose your mind when it comes to women? Sakata Gintoki, Linglong, Jin-san, I know you're worried about Jin-san being set up, but Jin-san, How could I possibly be the type to suffer a loss? Sakata Gintoki, I originally wanted to give you a surprise, but since you already know, Jin-san, I won't pretend anymore. Let's get it out of the way. Hint, Sakata Gintoki uploads 100 Steps Divine Fist to earn points. Hint, Sakata Gintoki uploads Shrinking the Earth to earn points. Hint, Sakata Gintoki uploads Cosmic Fam to earn points. Hint, Sakata Gintoki uploads Solar Condensation and Generals to earn points. Hint, Sakata Gintoki uploads Space Travel to earn points. Sakata Gintoki, Jin-san, just a reminder, these abilities require key to use at Linglong. This is a gift Jin-san prepared for you. How is it? Are you touched? Have you fallen in love with Jin-san? Sakata Gintoki, so now, what do you mortals have to say? Sakata Gintoki, Jin-san, I'm heartbroken right now. You've known Jin-san for so long, and you've only seen his bad side. Jin-san has so many shining points, yet you're pretending not to see a single one. Sakata Gintoki, at Xiaoqi, Super Saiyan? Huh, Jin-san, I don't even care about that. Sakata Gintoki, from now on, all of you will call me the Silver God. Linglong. Xiaoqi, I'm awesome, you're awesome. You really showed off this wave, I'm impressed. Nami, I'm speechless. Kuroba Kato, can you still manipulate points like this? Is it because Kid is out of date, or is this world changing too fast? Zhu Zhuqing, this world is truly full of strange things. Aizen Sosuke, at Sakata Gintoki, you've made me redefine you. Namikaze Minato, we both have white hair, but you're even more awesome than Kakashi. Kashiwazaki Sina, so impressive. Himejima Akino, oh, I'm starting to have a new respect for you. Jin-san, oh no, it's Jin-shin. Tokisaki Kurumi, at Xiaoqi, darling, let's go rob the martial arts, okay? You and Linglong were busy all day yesterday, and the white-haired guy just sacrificed himself. Let me count, over 40,000 points were easily earned. Sakata Gintoki, Xiaoqi, Jin-san has no objection to you robbing the martial arts, but the Wang family must be handled by Jin-san. Jin-san, that cheap father-in-law, doesn't matter. The main thing is that I, Jin-san, want to avenge Yanzi. Sakata Gintoki, you stole Jin-san's share of revenge for Hu-er last night. Jin-san wants to have a good chat with you later. Xiaoqi, you're really awesome now. Linglong, at Sakata Gintoki, don't tell me you're still thinking about hitting on Hu-er. Sakata Gintoki, of course, Jin-san just said he wouldn't hang himself on a tree. It's not just Hu-er, but in the entire chat group, except for Zhuqing, everyone else is Jin-san's wings. Xiaoqi, do you dare to act so wildly in front of Feng Xian now? Sakata Gintoki, Xiaoqi, Yaner is usually very concerned about her reputation, so when she's out, Jin-san will give in to her, but when she's home, she has to do whatever Jin-san says, just like you usually listen to Zhuqing. Zhu Zhuqing, don't give me that, how about we go and ask now? Sakata Gintoki, Zhuqing, we're also familiar with each other, why bother? Xiaoqi, haha, Linglong, at Sakata Gintoki, I admit that I made a mistake this time. So what are you going to do next? Sakata Gintoki, what do you mean? Jin-san will make time to visit Swallow in the future. After all, Jin-san is usually very busy. Xiaoqi, okay, everyone is not stupid. It's not shameful to be controlled by Feng Shi Swallow, and it's not shameful to be a little dish. Halu Linglong, white hair, can you do it? Tokisaki Kurumi, that's it. Sakata Gintoki, everyone, ha, you deserve it, you pretended. Chapter 100 Feng Bao Bao, I want to face you head on. After what happened with Sakata Gintoki, Feng Xian and her brother Feng Xingtuang have now officially joined their group. Although they were all very curious about why Sakata Gintoki and Feng Xian were together, they didn't ask too many questions. As Sakata Gintoki's group mates and friends, they just wanted him to be happy, and they also believed that such a shrewd person would not suffer any loss. When they arrived at the competition venue, Zhang Lingyu took the initiative to walk towards them. He was about to speak, but when he saw Feng Xian and Feng Xingtuang, two outsiders, present, he swallowed his words back. Seeing this, Xiaoqi smiled and said, it's okay. There are two of us now. Just tell us what you have to say. Zhang Lingyu glanced at Feng Xian and Feng Xingtuang, and said, I have already told the old Taoist priest about me and her. He didn't object. What happened to you last night? Xiaoqi smiled and said, congratulations. I avenged her last night. Go back and tell her to find a reason for others to attack here as planned. Of course, the more people who can come, the better. I want to kill them all. Zhang Lingai nodded, I see. Thank you this time. I owe you a favor, Xiaoqi said with some disgust. Please, I'm not doing this for you. Do you think I'll be interested in you just because you raised your butt a little? Zhang Lingai blushed when he heard this, and Lu Linglong on the side laughed out loud. Zhu Zhuqing and Takisaki Kirumi also covered their mouths and laughed. Only those of them who have watched Under One Person can understand this joke. Sakata Gintoki nodded and said, that's right. When it comes to perky butt, is it as perky as Jin-san's? You can't compare to Jin-san in other areas, right? Swallow. Feng Xian blushed and said unhappily, I'm your boss. Don't you have any idea what you look like? Do you need me to tell you? Ha ha ha. At this moment, everyone present laughed. Sakata Gintoki, who likes to show off and brag, now meets Feng Xian. It can only be said that he will suffer in the future. Xiaoqi patted Zhang Lingai on the shoulder and said, alright, we're doing this just for ourselves. You don't have to think too much. It's just that it's impossible for you to make it to the finals and meet Zhang Qiulin this time. Just then, a mean voice rang in their ears. Hey, I heard someone calling my name from a long way off. At first I thought it was some underling, but it turned out to be you, big brother. Zhang Qiulin quickly ran over to Xiaoqi and said ingratiatingly, big brother, can I ask you for a favor? Xiaoqi said with a smile, just tell me first. We'll talk about it later, Zhang Qiulin said with a flattering smile. Big brother, can you take out all those people in my lower half right now? Even though I only need to move my fingers to deal with them, I want to stay in top shape so I can have a good fight with Linglong in the finals. But don't worry, big brother, if things don't go right, I'll immediately choose to surrender. First place or something like that doesn't matter to me. What's important is that I don't let Linglong get hurt. Otherwise, if big brother gets angry, the world will be gone. Wada, don't be a bitch, Zhang Qiulin. This was what everyone present was thinking about Zhang Qiulin. Xiaoqi glanced at Feng Bao beside him with a strange expression, then said to Zhang Qiulin, why don't you let your sister Bao take down all those opponents for you? Feng Bao said calmly, I don't have time. I need to find a way to deal with you. Once I've developed my 20 ori styles, I'll confront you head on. Oh, this, facing the strange looks the women gave him, Xiaoqi was paralyzed. He was now regretting letting Lu Linglong say that yesterday. It seemed like he had accidentally led everyone astray. Well, I'm going to be eliminated in the first round soon. How about we just let this go? Feng Bao shook her head. After I confront you head on, you have to teach me that move from yesterday. I think it would be great for showing off later. Feng Bao then made a Kamehameha style move, making a series of ho-ho-ho sounds. Goodbye, Xiaoqi turned and slipped away. He had no way to deal with Feng Bao. Sakata Gintoki said, Sister Linglong, now you understand why Jin-san ignored that crazy woman yesterday. It's impossible to have a proper conversation with her. Feng Bao looked at Sakata Gintoki and said, are you trying to show off? Gah. Sakata Gintoki instantly turned into a quail and hid behind Feng Xian. Feng Xian said angrily, why are you afraid of this crazy woman? Sakata Gintoki said with a bitter face, this woman is sick. Don't mess with her. Just as they were arguing, the referee's voice rang out from the venue, please enter the first contestant of the elimination round. The next second, everyone present looked at Lu Linglong at the same time. After yesterday's farce, although the outcome was already determined, they were still somewhat excited to see if these two would team up again to cause trouble today. Lu Linglong looked at Zhu Zhuqing and said, Zhuqing, I've already made a lot of money this time. I want to give the first place to Xiaoqi. Hearing this, Zhang Qiulin said anxiously, don't worry, Linglong sister. If you do this, then what's the point of us playing? It's really just a matter of moving your fingers and it's done. Feng Bao nodded and said, I think it's okay. This way I can also do Zhang Qiulin later, and then face him in the finals. Zhang Qiulin said with a sad face, Sister Bao, oh no, master, can you please not do this to me? It will kill me. Zhu Zhuqing looked at Lu Linglong and smiled, no need. We agreed before we came. This time you are the protagonist, and all of us are your foils. If you really want to compensate him, there will be plenty of opportunities in the future, right? At this moment, Xiaoqi, who is already waiting on the field, looked at them and shouted, "Linglong's sister, what are you waiting for? Hurry up." Looking at Xiaoqi, Lu Linglong smiled, turned her head and said, "Zhuqing, you're right. Then I'll go." Tokisaki Kirumi looked at Zhu Zhuqing and said in a sour tone, "Zhuqing, you are too partial to others and me." Zhu Zhuqing smiled and said, "You should be yourself first. Shall we really fight later? I want to test my ability." Tokisaki Kirumi shook her head. "Forget it. If I dare to touch you, darling will probably become a Super Saiyan, and I don't want to die." Zhang Qiulin asked weakly, "Excuse me, what is a Super Saiyan?" Sakata Gintoki said, "Qiulin, Jin-san, let me explain to you. The so-called Super Saiyan is the one with the word super added, and the so-called super is, bang." Feng Xian punched him on the head and said unhappily, "Speak to the point." Sakata Gintoki covered his head and cried, "Xiaoqi can destroy the planet with just one finger. His is so fierce." Zhang Qiulin, Feng Xian, Feng Xingtong, and Zhang Lingayu all gasped upon hearing this. Feng Bao muttered, "How about I attack him from behind? It might be difficult to attack him head-on." Zhang Qiulin was almost in tears. "Sister Bayor, I beg you, please give up on this idea of attacking him. We really can't afford to offend this big guy, and Master Tokisaki Kyosuke, please concede defeat when you get on the court. Don't give him a chance to transform." Xiaoqi conceded the first match the moment the referee announced the start. Although this move was expected by many, some still felt it was not difficult and booed the audience. Seeing this, Zhang Qiulin shouted angrily, "All of you shut up. If my brother gets angry, you will all die." Xiaoqi looked at Zhang Qiulin and smiled, then said lightly, "If any of you are unhappy, we can have a friendly exchange in private later, but now shut up, otherwise." Xiaoqi said here and energy light bullets began to gather in her palm. "This boss is right. If you're capable of such a whining, come out and challenge him. If you don't, stop talking nonsense behind his back." As this voice appeared, more and more people began to condemn those who had just booed. Some even called out "Smart Alex, boss, please marry Goddess Lu Linglong right here and now. We all support you too. You two are simply a match made in heaven, that's right. Please marry right here and now. Everyone here will give you a gift, marry him, marry him." As the venue echoed with these orderly shouts, Lu Linglong's face flushed to her ears. She said shyly, "He and I are not in that kind of relationship. If you keep saying that, I'll be angry." The old Taoist priest looked at Lu Jin and teased, "Old Lu, your granddaughter may say she's angry, but she probably wants to get married more than anyone else." "Nonsense," Lu Jin scolded, standing up and shouting towards the center of the venue, "You two, get down quickly. This is the Luotian Grand Ceremony, not the place for you two to make a scene in the bridal chamber. If you really want to have a wedding night, you have to get the certificate for me first. It's not a good thing to do without one." "Ha ha ha!" Everyone burst into laughter after hearing Lu Jin's words. Lu Linglong was so embarrassed that she ran away to the audience stand. Xiaoqi smiled and looked at the referee and said, "Referee, what are you still standing there for? I don't have any wedding candies to give you. Let's continue with the next game." "Oh, okay." The referee came back to his senses and shouted, "Please let the second contestant of the elimination round come in." When Zhu Zhuqing passed by Lu Linglong, she looked at her blushing face and smiled, "Linglong, happy wedding." Tokisaki Kirumi on the side also smiled and said, "Hey, how does it feel to be married? You have overtaken others and won another first place." Hearing the two people's teasing, Lu Linglong instantly turned into a steam princess and could not get up again. End of this chapter. Thank you so much for reading until the end. Don't forget to give it a like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription or donation encourages us to continue. Thank you all. See you in the next video.